here to do one right now. Do you think that we want? That's funny. You want to do one right now, cause, dude, I'm pretty used to doing them a lot. Anyway, welcome to the
Yeah,
review of Dickies. Welcome to the Dickies. No, no, I called it Welcome to Dickies a lot though. I kept calling it that for some reason. Oh my god.
welcome to Dickies a lot.
Well, it's what is it called?
Wait, is there a delay?
I hope it's not.
Hold
There's
on,
no
is there a
delay.
delay or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, no, you heard me.
Yeah, yeah,
All
I'm
right.
hearing you. I'm just
Um,
talking over you. Let's go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's Dawn of Dickies. Dawn of the Dickies, right?
I don't know. Is it Dawn of
What are you
Dickies?
asking? What are you
What is
saying?
the name of this
What's the
album?
question? Dawn of the Dickies.
I called it Welcome to. I kept thinking it was Welcome to the Dickies, and I kept searching for that.
Or maybe it's just Dawn of Dickies. Maybe there's no the.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
What do
Dawn
you
of
think?
Dickies. I think you're right. Dawn of Dickies. I don't. I don't know though.
No, it sounds weird though. That sounds off. That sounds off.
I think Dawn of the Dickies sounds like wow. That's like pretty good. Sounds pretty. Sounds good.
I think you're right. I think it's Dawn of the Dickies,
Yeah. Anyway,
right?
I just
Not
want to.
the Dawn of Dickies.
No, I was thinking that too. So what do you? I'm literally staring at your birthday present right now, and I'm like, I need to get this to this guy's house. Spent so much time wrapping, unwrapping it. Anyway, let's quickly get our review out of this. I really enjoyed this album. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was picked. Let me give some background here. It was picked by our friend, one of the other two who's involved in the NYC group, who picks these albums, and he picked this album, and he thought it was a lot of fun. No, actually not. He actually picked it just because he likes one song on it, which I've been tempted to do before, but I've never done because that's no. You know. So
Yeah, I mean, like I think it's okay to pick an album that you haven't listened to before, so we could all like experience
agreed.
it together.
Yeah.
But I don't know what his experience was.
Yeah, nobody knows.
That's the problem with that.
Yeah, so
I don't
that's
really know what his experience was.
well, that's why we're doing this. That's why we do this show, right? So it's this album is a blast. I really enjoyed. There's a particular instrument that they use on it, which I'm gonna look up while you tell me your what your thoughts on it. Yeah, it's this, I don't know, it's kind of a synthy sound that they add to some of the songs. My favorite song on it is Fan Mail by far. It is, I just love the, like, I love it in songs when songs do this thing where they go like, they sound like they're stepping up, like they go like it sounds, it's like a climbing feeling, right? And it's such a driving song that it's like, "Argh!" But I enjoyed the album as a whole, but that song, like, you could throw that album
Yeah.
on anytime. Throw it on. Like, I may not throw that album, fine, but I'll throw on that song, and that song is gonna stick with me forever. One of the few in the entirety of these of 2 years of this thing, and I've only maybe picked on one hand songs that I actually go back to. 2 years of listening albums.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I know what you mean about like that. It's like an ascending, like the notes
That's it.
ascend
yes,
as it's going. Yeah, it sounds cool. It's cool. Like I like when Pink Floyd does it a lot. Songs like "Welcome to the Machine," and it's just, I don't know. Like it adds kind of like, it's hard to explain. Like there's no retreating. It's like you're like moving forward.
right.
I don't. It's hard feeling to explain. I
Mhm.
guess, but that song is great. You know, fan surprised. You know, the one opinion we got basically for the whole album was that the song was generic.
Right.
And I disagree. I think there's like a lot of layers to it, and like the pre-chorus kind of goes into the chorus in like such a seamless way that you don't even catch it, and you're like, whoa, I'm in the chorus, and it
Right.
sounds awesome, and like, I think that song sticks out for sure. Like, I think it's a really well written song.
So the instrument that they use
that is
is
actually
called
one of the songs.
a mellotron. It's called a mellotron. It's a so that kind of like synth sound that it sounds that they're going. It's an electromechanical musical instrument that kind of looks like the I don't know. Do you know anything about this thing, the mellotron? I guess that it was popular in some music, but it's kind of that synthy sound that you get, and it accents the music really well, I think, throughout the album, and especially in fan mail in particular. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's isn't it like, doesn't it kind of look like a piano?
It kind of looks like your organ
Like
thing.
a harpsichord or something.
It looks like your organ thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Like the bottom half of it.
Like yeah. Like, cause the Strokes use that on like one song. I'm like, oh, okay, that's an interesting sound. That's cool.
It sounds like a synth. So it's like why you could just use a synth now. I think that's why. But I don't know. Probably wasn't that popular back then. They probably didn't have synths
Maybe
as
it's
powerful.
like pre-synth.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Is that they didn't have synths as powerful to make all those crazy different sounds. Anything you want. And
yeah,
it sounds really good, man. I love when it accents the guitars and stuff. Like you have like a driving riff, and then you have this back. Oh yeah, it's like the perfect. Yeah, it's a great song to drive to. And because of that, too more. You're right. It kind of flows into each other. Yeah.
It's funny. I didn't really like hear it until you pointed it out. Like, and I'm usually like kind of okay at like picking out different sounds.
Yeah.
Not really paying attention. Just because like the songs themselves were just so good, and like there's just a lot going on, kind of quickly.
So much.
And I just wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
Sometimes little things like that really drive for me. Like
that's cool.
It's like when we were listening to the Bob Marley album, and then I like the jamming bass riff, and you're like, I never noticed the bass riff. Oh, now I notice it. Oh, the bass riff's awesome. It's like sometimes little things like that really like cinch it for me.
Yeah. So it's a mellotron, right? That's
mellotron. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like and that they weren't. I guess because they weren't using. There's no synths on the album. It doesn't say anything about using synths. They just use the mellotron. I could describe it to you. Electrical mechanical musical instrument developed in Birmingham, England. It involved similar to the Chamberlin, but can be produced more efficiently. The way it works is the instrument is played by pressing keys, each which pushes a length of magnetic tape against a capstan. Okay, I don't know what that is. Which pulls across the playback. Then the key is released, the tape is retracted, pulled to the spring position. I guess it's remained popular throughout time. That band that they covered the Nighty Whiteys or something. I don't know. I don't know what that song is called. Nighty Whiteys. The Beatles used it on Strawberry Fields, King Crimson. And I guess the Nighty Whiteys on Moody's. The Moody's, they made that song Nighty Whiteys or something. I don't know. He said that the only reason we listened to it is because of Nighty Whiteys. Nighty Whiteys or something. I don't know. Right? Isn't it called that? The Nighty Whiteys, like the night. It's like the night stripe Whiteys or something, and the night stripe white stripe night. I don't know.
Like Nighty Whitey, bananas in pajamas, something.
Here's the critical piece here. The instrument's popularity declined in 1980s after introduction of the polyphonic synthesizers and samplers, despite a number of high-profile users like the orchestral maneuvers in the dark and XTC. There it is. It's right. It's predating it. It's predating that whole thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's cool though. And
wow.
Yeah. Wow, right?
Cool,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Hey, are you copying me?
Yeah. I realized my ear was itchy too.
Yeah, because look, that album came out in '79. Like,
yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a while ago. What
Like
was what?
especially for punk.
Yeah, what was around back then? What was popular? Like, what's like in? What was in back then? In 1979.
I would say like start hearing some like some new wave starts getting like gaining some traction.
Like what?
You know,
Like
you're
what?
kind of shifting away from like the like
That's mainstream though.
what's their face? Like what?
What's
New
mainstream
wave?
during 19
80s new wave?
no, during 1979?
I would say hard rock and like just moving away from disco and like
Oh, okay.
going to hard rock.
Well, like what?
New wave, like 80s new wave.
Like name a band or song or something
Like
that I
New
would know.
Order.
They were that
Like New
popular?
Order.
They weren't that popular. Mainstream, Gus? You're
New
telling
Order?
They were? I had no idea. Really?
I mean, well, I don't know. Yeah. Who else was like really big? I don't know.
No, I think just a crappy music as usual. Crappy rock, crappy bad rock, 70s rock. You know, like whatever else was popular back then, all that classic rock or whatever, classic rock ending or whatever, and then the 80s starting when and like so like, you know, just that's all I picture that time. I picture all of the 60s and the 70s as just like like a no like bad rock, bad classic rock. Ugh. Popular at the time, and everybody who grew up at that time is like talks about it all the time, and they're like, you remember when this band sang about this? And you're like, and even when they sang about something interesting, they're like they got political or something. You're like, I just don't shut up, dude. This is so boring. Oh my god. It's like, what happened to you? Like there was like some fun music like in the 50s. They're like, oh, look at this. This is kind of fun, right, guys? And then they're like, let's do away with all that. Let's get really, really boring. And they were. Yeah.
Well, I feel like 79. You're like well past what you're talking about. Like at that point.
You think so? Okay. Okay. I could be wrong.
Yeah, like a lot of those bands have been like were like past their prime by like 79. Like Led Zeppelin was like putting out mediocre stuff. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Just
okay.
things were dying.
Things were dying. It was like a time of death, and then punk started, and then the new punk kind of came out during that time. I mean, a lot of the good stuff. I mean, you showed us like Black Flag and stuff like that, and that was 1981, right? And so like that was all starting up. It's just the.
But then, like, I'm talking like, but yeah.
What were you gonna say? No, go ahead.
But then, like, what was mainstream? You're right. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what's mainstream.
Like, what was mainstream?
Yeah. So like, if you think about it, like, who was like the way to think about that, Gus, is think about who was a teenager at that time, and then add okay, so 20, 40. Add 40 years to 19. So like 59. Like anybody who's in their late 50s right now, whatever they were that's what they were listening to. You know what I mean? Late 50s. Anybody who's in their late 50s right now. And so
I don't know what they're listening to.
I mean, you can tell because they talk about it all the time, just like we do.
Mainstream, I think like. Yeah. I don't know. Like I'm thinking like 79, like Blondie kind of thing. You know,
that's good. Yeah, it's the beginning of the 80s.
Heart,
yeah.
You know.
Interesting. Anyway,
so it's like.
More importantly,
It's a weird transition.
So you enjoyed the album? Do we have anything to say about it other than it was really good and really awesome and a great way to spend 29 minutes of your time? He's frozen. Frozen in time. Frozen.
Every Sachi. Literally. And what are you talking about? What are you saying? You're like whispering something.
I was. It's because we were desynced.
No? Okay.
We were desynced. Go ahead.
Oh, are we synced
We are.
now?
Go ahead.
You sure? You sure? All right. So don't pause.
Good.
Okay. All right. Fine. What was I saying? The songs were good. All of them were catchy. I like the guy's voice. I don't care if I don't understand what he's saying. They probably have nothing really that important to say.
No.
To be honest.
That's what I think they know that.
I think the only song where I'm curious about the lyrics might be Fan Mail, just because I feel like they're like saying something that
Me too.
like might have been interesting.
Right.
Maybe.
I went to go back and read the lyrics, and I didn't
So-
understand it at all. I was like, it just sounds like nonsense, honestly. It just sounds like people talking about
Oh,
fan
so you
mail.
read the lyrics?
I read it, yeah, for that one, because I love that song. So it's stuck in my head like a
So wait, like an earworm, right?
terrible earworm, one of the worst I've had in a while. Yeah,
But like Fan Mail, what were they saying?
they're talking about like things
Something like-
about fan mail. Like they were saying like oh, you send it. It's letters about your friends, letters about what you like about things, what you like about this person, what all the random people that come on through. It's like stuff like that. That's
Man, wow. So it really was nothing.
it. It's kind of
I thought it like I was hearing like some commentary on like fandom or something. You know.
I don't. I could be. I didn't
thought it was, like,
understand it.
commentary.
You're the poet, dude. I'm not. I read it. It looked like just thoughts on poetry. Like they were just thinking about it. And that's not to put them down. I think they're that's funny. So I don't want to put down.
It's like I got fan mail the other day.
No. It's not even about them. It's about in general. It's not about them. This is their first album. This is like, their time to shine.
Maybe they had nothing to talk about.
They probably didn't. They probably just talking about the idea of
Because
fan
they're like
mail.
singing about mole men.
Yeah, right.
They're like talking about mole men and stuff. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they're crazy. I like that, dude. That's what I like, dude. That's why I just I love that.
Like the Trisha Toyota song.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, the Trisha Toyota song kind of sounds like a title like that and a chorus like that. It sounds like just like, okay, it's an inside joke. Maybe they know somebody named Trish, whatever.
Mhm.
But like Mole Men is like, what the are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Like, it's like some comic book stuff. Like,
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah. It's just random. It's just. I think that's a lot of it, though. I think a lot of it is just random, and they're like, yeah, dude, we're really good at playing our instruments, so forget it. Like, we're having fun. We're in the,
they're really good.
and they write music. It seems like, and it's like, okay, whatever. Like, who cares?
It like reminds me of the
It reminds you of what?
like it reminds me of like the Misfits, but like the Misfits, right? Like all the Misfits, like they sing about like monsters and stuff, and, like horror movie things,
Yes.
and like they at least try to tell like interesting stories. you know?
Always. They always tried.
But-
Yeah.
Like Mole Men,
Yeah. No.
like Mole Men just came out of nowhere.
No, it's nothing. It's I know. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm proud of the Misfits for what, making songs about like, kind of a genre and stuff like that. It's like horror punk or whatever. But like I mean, in the end, like, I like funny. So I like someone just like coming out of nowhere saying some random stuff about fan mail. Like, you get it sometimes. It's like, it's not about them. It's just like thoughts about fan mail, like thoughts about the idea of fans and stuff. And like, I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know. A lot of the album is like that. It's like, it seems like they're just kind of saying stuff.
Yeah,
It's almost like something I don't know.
Yeah.
We might write or something. Just something just to be silly, like just to be like, ha, ha, that's funny, right? Ha, ha.
they're really good at their instruments,
They
though,
are.
right?
Yeah, they are really good. That's what it's. I've read about on the Wikipedia page that a lot of people said that they were like really good at their instruments. They said they just kind of fell into punk, and it was like it's like punk was what was in. It was the way they could express themselves, and that's why they don't feel like a direct. They feel like a punk band, but they kind of don't as well. They feel like a pop group, and they're like that's what they are. They wrote pop music, like they're trying to be a pop band. Like a power pop, I guess people say.
Yeah.
That's really what it is, though. It's really just power pop. That's it, and it's fun. So I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, it is fun. Yeah. Like I kept pointing out, it kept reminding me of the Buzzcocks a lot. Just like the California version. Because like the Buzzcocks were like a punk band,
Right.
but it was like more melodic and like kind of like a little slower tempo and stuff. Like they let the songs breathe, and it just felt like pop, but with distorted guitars, you know.
Gotcha.
Um,
Which is fun.
So I don't know. Yeah,
I gotta listen to Buzzcocks. I've never listened to them before. I just know
it is fun.
I've heard about them having a TV show, like in Britain, and I read about it because I've heard Nevermind the Buzzcocks, and it's like a television show, and it's a game show, and they asked them if they could use like that part of their name, because Nevermind the Bollocks is Sex Pistols, and then what was it saying? Yeah. So Buzzcocks, and they said they were really unhappy after they let a television show because everybody associates them with some TV show. But I've heard of it. I've heard of it a lot. I've heard of Nevermind the Buzzcocks. I've heard it. People mention it all the time. Like I've heard it a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just referenced and stuff a lot. And like I was just thinking whenever I heard that, I was like, that is the least punk thing I've ever heard in my life. You let like a television show take your name and turn it into a little game show on British television. Oh my god, that is like where people hit a buzzer. Like, yo, dude, that is the least punk thing I've ever heard in my life. That is literally like people complain like in the punk scene or whatever, or hardcore or whatever. They're like, oh man, I hope this band never gets big. We both know about that. Like, you know, people not wanting their bands. That's not just in punk. But like that is selling out more than, I mean, that's. But they're good, huh?
I thought you meant the opposite. I thought you meant the opposite. Like the Buzzcocks got their name from the TV show.
No. They sold it. They sold it because it's a combination of the Sex Pistols album and their name together. So they asked if they could use it. Yeah. And it's like, oh, that's so weird. You're like accepted by by Britain right now. It's like, no, the whole point is that punk is like not. it's what you don't want it's like what you don't want your parents like being like, oh, dude, I'm gonna check out the TV show tonight. You know, like I don't want my mom like saying that like about like, you know, like she's gonna watch you know, she loves America's Got Talent, and she's gonna be like, oh, John, I saw your one of your favorite bands on there, No Effects. They were hanging out. They do every opening. They open the show every day. And I'd be like, wow, you know, America's Got Talent, very entertaining show, but no thank you. I do not want this band anymore. Like, go away. But that'd be funny. It'd be funny, but like if, yeah. So no. No.
Wow.
Or they sold their name. You know what I mean? They sold their name to it. Like they're like there's no effects in this talent show. No FX. We wanted the name from them. And they're like, yeah, we gave them the name. We gave them the name. We're not involved at all. But we're here. No effects. The talent show with no effects and no FX. They're not here. They weren't involved in the show either. They're not even in the show. They just wanted their name. Because they were getting popular. Because that was popular. You know what I mean? That's music was
dumb.
You're telling me, dude. I think they regret it, dude.
Well, the guy's dead now, so he probably definitely regrets it.
Yeah. That's sad. Let's. So, do we have any more to say about this album?
Yeah. No, not really.
No, it's
They just
fun.
seem like a bunch of kids who are pretty talented.
Talented. I say for me
Yeah,
it's a for
fun
me it's
stuff.
a 2 thumbs up. Go. 2 thumbs up this album.
I'm holding a water, so I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
water thumbs up.
Yeah, I was really surprised by it. It's the first pick that this guy made that actually did that, and it was because he didn't really like it. So so and I'll never get over. And I still won't get over how, like his criticisms of people pleaser. So, and I'll never let it go. I make reference to it constantly because I'm still really miffed by them. So
Oh, I noted.
yeah, they really bother me because they're so inaccurate. It reminds me of like just when someone doesn't listen to you when you're talking and then they keep repeating something and you're like, I never said it that way. And you're completely misconstruing everything I say because you never listen to me. You never listen to me. It just reminds me of that.
Yeah. Well,
It's funny.
at least we enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah. Oh man, the almost 30 boy. Do we have anything else to talk about, or are we done? We're done. We're done with each other. We're done. We're done talking, man. We're done with each other. There's nothing else to say.
This is a short episode.
Why'd I rush the comments about the album? Like, because there's just really nothing else to say to each other. Like, 30. Who cares? Ah. Yelling is funny, right? Like when people get angry. We've always enjoyed when people get angry for no reason, or out of nowhere, like quick to anger, right?
Yeah, like that G.I. Joe. I was thinking of G.I. Joe with the umpire.
Oh
And,
yeah.
like, he slides in the home base and he goes, he like takes his mask off.
Yeah, he gets in his face. I like that too. Something is very funny about people just like about people just losing it, dude. Anyway, so have people? Okay, I want to quickly touch on this, and then we'll move on. And we can talk about whatever you really want to talk about. It doesn't matter if you have nothing. If you want me to just lead it, I don't care as well. But quickly, how annoying have people been about your blonde hair, dude? Be honest. How many people have just said to you,
Oh, you know what's funny?
yeah.
Well, what's funny is that it's more of a neutral to lukewarm reaction. So
Okay.
it's just like a lot of like, oh, and then that's it.
That's
And
because
like no one cares to talk about it.
right.
No one has like really any strong opinions about it.
Okay.
Like meanwhile, I'm over here like, dude, my head's blonde. Like I wake up every morning and I'm
Shocked.
like, this is nuts. Like I've never done this. Yeah. Like I
It's-
shocked myself.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, it's funny like seeing these non-reactions, which, you know, it is what it is. It's fine, but
That's
like,
good. That's better. What do you
um,
want? I thought people would be annoying, like, oh, why'd you do that? 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 Okay, good. But
no, I thought so. I thought that would be the case, but
you didn't want that, right?
people don't care. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't for them.
I thought
Yeah.
you would be happy about it. I thought you'd be happy that, like, right now, like, oh, it's a relief that they're not saying anything much to me.
It is. It is. I'm just like surprised.
Yeah, me
But,
too. Me too. I was because usually people people do
you know what
things that I don't like. So that's a common thing humans do for me is that they do things that I don't. I generally or be like, why'd you do that? Like, you're obviously not. You just are like, oh, this is weird to you, and this is what you're gonna make my whole identity around this. That's what people usually do with me. It's like they build my whole identity around like one thing, and you're like, ah. And I realize they do it to everybody. So, especially, yeah. So, it reminds me of when I paint my nails black, and like when I look at them, there's this feeling of shock. Like I have a shock, and I shake for a second, like almost like a little tremor, like because I'm like I look at my fingernails and I'm like, what the heck? That like I'll be writing and then I forget that I painted them black because you're so used to seeing them, and you're used to seeing like the pink of the skin under. And you're used to seeing like just like all these things, and suddenly all your nails are painted black, right? And it's like, it's shocking. It's a shocking thing to think. And for me, so that's how I feel. Like, so I'd assume I'd have the same reaction with the hair. Like, I'd be like, what has happened to me? Like, something is just like, would be really off because it's 30 years of seeing one thing, and then 30 years is a long time to be used to something, right? And then suddenly it's not the same.
Yeah, you gotta like your brain has to like recalibrate
Right.
to it a little. Like,
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. It's just I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's especially because I've never done it. So, and like I painted my toenails yellow. Remember, like a while back,
Long time ago, yeah.
and
Long
it's
time
kind
ago.
of like a similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a similar feeling. Like you wake up and you're like, this is weird. Like you don't. Your brain just doesn't like account for it.
Right.
Like it hasn't been enough time yet.
Whenever.
Um,
Sorry.
but no, I was just gonna say I am super happy. No one's like picking my brain about it like that much. Well, I mean they could, but it's just like I'm happy. Like it's like a normal thing.
Right.
You
Just
know,
a non reaction.
then
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
I like not a discussion about it. Like not a like this becomes your identity. That's the problem is when things become like attached to your identity. Like Gus is the blonde person, right? Even in a family, friends, anybody, any kind of social circle with humans, like that could happen. Like friends, you know what I mean? That could like, oh, you're this guy. Okay, that's great. That's how this friend's gonna categorize me. That's how I know I'm not gonna call you later. That's how I know I'm never gonna hang out with you again. But so what I was thinking about the song. What's that song that goes like this? Uh, um, you're not the same. You've changed. Things are different than they were before.
Yeah.
You're not the same. You changed. Who did that? You changed.
Body jar.
Yeah, that's
Body
it.
Jar, I
That's
think.
I hate that song. You're not the same.
Body jar.
Yeah, I like that. I love that song, like as like musically, and then but I hate the lyrics. It just sounds like a kid song. You're not the same. You
It
changed. We're not the same anymore. Oh, that is my. I know because I've listened to that song a lot because I like it a lot. But the more I listen to it, I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. You know, it kind of reminds me of listening to, the Pennywise song, some Shy Guy Authority. It's like, okay, like the song sounds cool, but like, yo, dude, you're just saying the same thing over and over. But you're not the same. You've changed is way better though. You've changed. I don't like you anymore. I don't like you anymore. You're not-
That opening riff is so good though.
It's
I can always hear it in my head.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I'll never forget it.
That's how many times I've listened to it. You know, I love that song. I really do love that song, but the lyrics just found that very kiddie. They feel like you're not the same. I hate you, Cookie. It's like it's funny when when material gets paired like that, and that's how I feel about like every time I hear a Dead Kennedys song. I'm like, whoa, dude, the instrumentals on the song rock. They rock my socks off. I am really impressed with them. And then that guy starts singing, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. And it's literally like he's making fun of the other people in the band, like when he starts to sing, and it really gets on my nerves. Like he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like it's like
Yeah.
it's literally like we got one of our friends, who shall not be named, who. It just makes a mockery, like you're trying to do something, even if it's a joke, and then derails it completely with a worse joke. But instead, what you're doing is you're writing awesome rock
Which
music.
friend is that?
Oh, I have no idea. Never met him. Just saying hypothetically, if that ever existed, and you had maybe you did a project with them that lasted almost a year. Today is 1 year streaming. Congratulations, Gus. Just to let you know. Forgot to mention that. Today's 1 year.
Oh, you could have finished your thought first.
I just hit
now
me.
I'm like, I'm confused now.
Why'd you say it that way? Why'd you say it that way? Did you have to say it that way? Why'd you say it that way? Yeah. Wow, Gus, 1 year streaming. I forgot.
Yeah, congrats to you too.
That's crazy. We
We
started
gotta
the day before your
Pour
birthday.
some champagne.
We started on the 17th, I believe. Maybe it wasn't a year. Last year we started on the 16th because I think it goes like back, like always increases a day. So I think last year we started on the 16th of July. That was our first stream.
Hmm.
And I think we were just that's when we played the Avengers game. Yeah. We probably should have had
Wow.
Andy on
Yeah.
to wrap it up, but I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
Give him a call.
Yeah. Sometime.
Just call him.
That's so funny. 1 year, dude. We did nearly 52 of these. Nearly. Total.
Nearly, yeah.
Yeah.
52 days, 52 weeks of John and Andy.
The John and Andy show or the stream. We've been streaming on Friday nights for 52 weeks at least. Lots of stuff, lots of changes. Periods of time when Andy wasn't there, periods of time when you weren't there. But I think Andy had the largest
There's a
stretch.
time when you weren't there.
One time. 2 times. 2 streams. We missed the stream right after
T-shirts.
What's that? What?
Didn't say anything.
You said teachers?
No,
Didn't say anything. No.
I didn't say anything.
I missed a stream. I was on vacation for like the one right after that July. That was 2019 July. Crazy. And I missed the stream right after that. And then after that we picked right up and we kept going. And if we just like retrace it back in our heads, it was like a lot of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I remember that first stream was like a blast. Like we just kept I had so much fun saying that we were streaming like the actual movie. That was
Infinity War.
yeah, it was such a fun. It had Infinity War had just I think
No,
it,
or
no
Endgame?
no Endgame came out that year. That was Endgame. Endgame had just come out, and I was like, yeah, we got a copy of Endgame. We're playing it live on Twitch, and it was funny. Not that we weren't pirating anything. We were playing a game. We hate piracy is evil and wrong. Okay, but what we were doing, we were just saying that imagine this is the movie, right? Imagine this is the movie, guys, and people. And I don't know who was watching, and I didn't even understand it. I just hooked it up to his Twitch. I didn't understand it at all, and I didn't do Restream yet. So I hooked it up to his Twitch, and I just put it on. And I didn't know there was a chat or anything like that. You know what I mean? And I was just saying stuff, and you guys, and then in the beginning, you guys would leave a lot to go hang out with my mom, and you guys would eat food because you'd always come hungry. And then we stopped doing it there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved to my apartment pretty quickly, and I don't know, we only started Undertale in like fall, so we must have been doing other stuff other than just playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I think we played Marvel Ultimate Alliance a lot though, a lot. I think we did, but I there was a set of streams.
We played it for like a month, I think.
Yeah, and we would just watch him and comment and.
Yep.
Right. So that got us into
And then
September, but I don't know
We
what
played like some other game he was good at, right?
No, we played RBO for a while. We played RBO. At least 2 or 3 weeks we did
Yeah.
RBO. And then we played RBO and it was like kind of like okay. We actually we actually did this at the other house. We actually at my mom's we used to watch people play Smash and just so we could just talk. And
Yeah.
right, and played RBO, and then it's hard to remember that's an RBO, and then watching people play Smash, and I think we might have played some Smash in the interim there, and then we got into Undertale, but that was only like October or November. That wasn't like that took a while for us to get there. And yeah.
It did. Yeah.
We
And
did
it was
what
just like on a whim, right?
on a whim. Yeah, it was because me and you wanted to. We knew Andy wouldn't be interested in it, so I was like, okay, on the side on Saturday I'll come over and me and you were gonna play through it, and that sent us down a whole thing, right? Because we just were like,
That changed everything.
it kind of changed everything, right? Because then we were getting attention, right, and we were getting chatters, and we were sitting in that room right there. That was our first stream from that room, and it was hours of us playing together. Yeah, interrupt me if you come up with anything else. I'm just trying to trace through everything. So we did that. Then we went on. So we played Undertale for months until we beat it. And then we were like lost for a little bit. So we like would start and stop games. And
Hmm.
and then the next.
I'm so glad we beat that.
Me too. Me too. Did you have something else to say about that though? Birthday boy.
No, I was just gonna think of like God of War next and stuff.
Yeah, God of War was next, and then we kind of got stuck in it, and it was really cool. Like, I mean, it was a cool game, like very cool. And we get stuck, and then there was a day, like, and then like we had some absent time from like you during that time, I think, like intermittently after that, right? And so we're like, oh, we can't really play the game without him, so like he's gonna miss stuff. Right, and then he was absent for over a month after that, and we were just doing stuff. I don't know what we did though, but he was gone for a while. It was just me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we start IRL stuff yet?
No, not yet. So we're still trying stuff out.
No.
We're playing God of War. He's playing Madden. We're playing Batman Arkham. We're talking. We're like, what can we do? What can we do? We're not doing IRL. We're not doing just chatting yet. And then, so basically, there's two revolutions. I feel like, right? There's several like big chapters, right? And I think it's like the Marvel time, which is like the intro, the beginning of everything, right? And then once we found Undertale. Then when we beat Undertale, this kind of weird lull period where we were kind of just doing random stuff. Like we were playing like games on the Switch. We were like playing the different virtual console games, and Andy was making fun of me while playing them. I was like, oh, let's try this. I was like, nothing was working though after Undertale. And we tried to play Undertale the other way a little bit. We're like, okay, let's beat it this way, and we're like, ugh. It just didn't work out. Nothing stuck after that. The next revolution happened when on my lunch breaks I would go on my walks, and I started streaming. That was the next time we started getting attention again.
Yeah.
That was Revolution 2. It's like kind of the first act was this weird beginning, and then Undertale, and then the second act is the IRL phase. And that was a big change. We got involved in the community a little bit. We were talking to people. And during that time, we went to TwitchCon, or not TwitchCon, whatever, Philly TwitchCon or whatever, and we met people and PhillyCon, and yeah, that was crazy, man. That was when we were walking. You did the first walk. You did this walk through this zoo. You got this owl on stream. I remember how cool that was. That was one of the coolest things I feel like I've ever seen any of us stream or whatever. Just seen on stream. It's just seeing an owl. I'm like, dude, I'm seeing an owl. I'm seeing like life on like a video game platform. You know what I mean? This is crazy. This is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is cool. And I remember you running around there, and because we had to get it because we were gonna get rated or whatever, and that was like a big thing.
Yes. Yeah. Crappy for life.
Yeah. So we. Yeah. And then. Yeah, man. Discord was growing again, and that's when Discord really blew up. It was when that started to happen. That's when Discord started to blow up a little bit more, and there was a lot more talk going on there. And then I feel like that the rising action, the culmination of all that ended up with the mall stream, right? And the falling action was the Hoboken stream. That's when COVID hit. And that ended. And it ended everything. Right?
Yeah.
So it goes up. It hits this high point where we go to the mall and we become affiliate, right? Because we went to New York that morning, and that was a cool stream, but it wasn't nearly as fun as the mall stream. The mall stream was a blast, and I remember Twisted Sense telling me, "Yeah, I was watching you guys." And I was like, Twisted, what? Really? You were watching us, dude? And he's like, yeah, I was watching you guys, dude. Remember when the security guard came up to you, like, told you guys to leave, and then you didn't? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. We just kept talking to people, and he got on camera, and he's like, I know you're recording. I'm like, we're not just recording, we're streaming live. And then they told us to leave. Oh god, that was great, right? Oh my god, that was so much fun.
Who's Twisted Stream?
Twisted is Twisted is an awesome person, and it's how we found Hero.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought if I just gave you time, you might just
In
get
the
it.
parking lot.
What's that? In the parking lot. He's awesome, dude. He did all the scene changes.
Oh, in the parking lot.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
He's like Adult Swim on Twitch. He's literally like that. That's what he felt like. And I was like, this is crazy, dude. I've never seen anything like that before. Very avant-garde. Cool. Like, very funny. One of the funniest Twitch streams I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So Twisted said he was watching, actually, when we were going through that. And I was like, really amazed. I feel like that's the top.
Yeah.
And then the Hoboken stream where we met 3 others who were talking about streaming. They got all into our Discord chat. They didn't watch a single stream. And then they were like, why do we have to be censored in here? And they freaked out. And I was like, and then it got weird. And that was when, for me, the beginning of like the end of Discord for me, because I was having questions about like, I don't feel good about this place. But the end was COVID, and then COVID hit, and then we have Act 3, and that was the downfall of the John and Andy show, and that was when basically the onus became on became stronger on you guys to show up technologically prepared, just basically going in a room, making sure it's quiet, and showing up, and that's it. And then that's when I was like, that was the final straw for me, with the doing it that way. And like we had our phone calls, and like it was weird, and yeah, and that all ended. I feel like that ended to me, that falling action. The climax of Act 3 is Andy leaves is that we split, and we stop the channel, right, and we start going rogue on it, and Andy and then the coffin, like the big coffin close. Like right now I feel like we're living through the what's it called at the end of a book, Gus, when you have the after the book, after like the chapters?
The epilogue?
The epilogue. I feel like we're living the epilogue right now, and this is the closing of the epilogue right here. And right? Doesn't it feel like that? Yeah. I feel like the coffin close was when I deleted the Discord with Andy. Actually, Andy did it! Andy did it!
Yeah, Andy.
Okay? I asked him to, though, and he was giddy about it. And he was giddy because he didn't respect it. And that kind of, like, not respect for it was kind of, like, where I feel like I should have been, too, because I was letting it just take over all my free time. I was just like, this is just all this community management stuff, and it's like, it's like too much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot, and then I was like, they took away from like what that initial stream was all about, which was just like us goofing around, like just goofball, and I think that, but it's just like there's just this journey. I feel like you could write a book about it. It's like 3 acts. It literally was. And then we tried our slow runs. So we did a couple slow runs.
Yeah.
Like, what? And then you just didn't have your Switch one day, and I was like, you know what, dude? I'm glad that you don't have your Switch, because I just want to talk to you, and I want to go back to just album talk, because I feel like that's a really good place to point people for the beginning of the talk, and then we could open it up to anything after people just at least hear that we're talking about an album, and then if they like our personalities, hey, they could stay, and most likely they won't, because every person in the world has a podcast right now, and so who cares? Who cares? At least I hope they see the title. What I hope is I hope people see, like 10 people see the title, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go listen to that album. That's it. Just like another reminder, dude, these albums exist.
Yeah, it was nice to get Hero to listen to a couple, like, while the Discord was going on, and he was like actively curious and like actively participating. Yeah, it was cool.
It was cool. It was nice. Yeah, and I started to see lack of response to it, people talking about it and people just saying other stuff. And I tried some different stuff. Like I tried to do some, like, and then you kind of took a little break for a while, and then because COVID, right? This is all to do with COVID, and I was just alone for a while, and I was like, what do I do? So I started to do like I did a horror one, which was a lot, which was like a really good like funny, like really funny and stuff, but like what didn't feel good. And I tried playing games, and none of it felt right. Just none of it felt right. And then until you came back, and I was like, this feels right. And but I also feel like talking about, like, we had so much fun the first time we just talked, and we tried this several times. Like there's some foreshadowing, Gus, along the way to this. Because before the John and Andy show, before all that, we had the podcast where we used to talk about stuff. And we used to talk about stuff. And I still try to upload and publish this stuff to that podcast. But we have, like, before this, we have recordings of our opinions and us talking about it using Anchor. Yeah, and that app is really cool, Anchor. I love it. I love that app. You could have like a call, and then we'd have calls on it, and we talked about it. And we're like, oh, let's talk about the album. And so I still publish to that and stuff. I was telling your brother today when he was cutting my hair all about it. I was like, yeah, and yeah. So it feels like that's the epilogue, Gus. That's the, this kind of ending.
We're living it.
We're living it.
We're living the epilogue.
Yeah, kind of feels we're in a book. Yeah, a little bit. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like it was a true journey. A true journey of self-discovery or whatever. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, you're using like a mic that's attached to my audio. What's it called? The audio device.
The Scarlett. Yeah. The audio interface.
Audio interface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks to you. Yeah.
Like, we had like a $1,000 computer. Use, like, we got headphones, we're watching each other, like, it feels like we've come, like, a really long way, like, just seeing all the stuff we compiled and all the different ideas we had and trying this, like, doing that, it all felt like very trial and error, and it was cool. Like, I don't know, people talk about, like, missing that aspect of, like, a project once it's done, or, like, once they feel more settled, like, missing that aspect of, like, fumbling, not knowing,
that beginner's mind, they call it in Buddhism,
like, uncertainty part. Yeah, so I don't know, you're right, it felt like we hit kind of like full circle a little bit,
right? But stronger on the other side, like the hero's journey.
We like set our sights. Yeah, it's very circular, very like hero's journey. I don't know what we saved. I don't think we saved anybody. But,
no.
I mean, maybe we're heroes at the end of it, right? You feel like a hero?
I think we saved for me, like, it's actually really emotional. It's like, I feel like I saved myself from my ego a bit in a lot of ways, and I feel like I got everything that messed me up along the way was getting caught up in the chat bothered me from the beginning. From the beginning of doing this, the chat really bothered me because I was not capable. I'm not a genius, all right? I'm a simple, straightforward person, okay? I get distracted kind of easily, and I spend a lot of my time growing up in libraries. In school, my educational time is in libraries. The reason I spent almost all my college years in a library studying is because I don't really work well with distractions. And I don't like little things coming at me. And I don't usually really listen to music when I'm doing, like, sometimes when I have to really focus, I can't, because I focus on the music, and I think I could do it, like, both, just because the ears I can't, and I let these little distractions kind of, like, just because I thought we could get popular or this or that, and kind of get away from, like, what mattered, because what I told you guys from the beginning when I moved into my new place, like, I said to you, that like, and Andy asked me, "Are we gonna stream more often?" And I said to him, "Nah, I think I want to do podcasts and just like talk and interview people and stuff." And now, like, I mean, there's this and that sitting over there, and those are things we bought with your audio interface, like, and these are his camera, and then one is your camera, and this is like what I wanted to do, and like, you know what I mean, and like I just, I listen to podcasts, I watch podcasts on YouTube, and I wanted to imitate them because that seemed like fun to me, and it is fun to me actually. I really enjoy it. Um, and even when we'd interview people who came on, like, it never felt like necessarily like the right way to do it. It felt like something was like missing a little bit, and it was because I felt like maybe, there's probably too many people in the room. Let's just say it that way, and not enough focus on that. And I had a vision for that, you know what I mean, and maybe even the interview subject, you know what I mean? It's like, what are we talking about? Like, why are we talking? You know what I mean? It's like, I want to talk to people who are interesting to me, who I want to talk to, who, want to get to know me, maybe. That's, maybe as well. Like, maybe care about me. Maybe they don't want to get to know me. I don't need it to become about me, but they care. They care, and they're kind, and they care, and I don't know. It didn't feel right. And I didn't feel like I was even doing the camera changes right. You know what I mean? It's not 60 Minutes style. It didn't feel like that. Because I love 60 Minutes as well, and that's a huge influence on me in the sense that I changed the camera, and I love interviews. That's it. I love conversations with people. I just do. I just love...
Wait, so you stopped doing it? You stopped doing it?
Doing what? I do it. The camera change? Heck yeah, man. I'm
The
doing that right now,
camera
man.
changes?
I'm doing that right now while we're talking.
Oh, you're...
Yeah, it's that's my little distraction,
wow.
is that I do that. I'm my own Jamie,
Yeah.
basically. Which is cool. Yeah, the camera change is so important to me, because it mattered to me, because I cared about that, because I knew that was something so important. I know I see a lot of comedian podcasts, and I see a lot of podcasts in general where they just set a camera up and they just go, and they already have the popularity where it doesn't matter to them. But, like, to me, I just wanted it to look like that. You know what I mean? I wanted it to look that way. And, like, when you're finally able to, like, sit next to me, like, I have the two cameras. Like, I'll be able to change cameras the same way, because I can
That's
change
gonna be
it.
nice.
It's going to be sick. It's going to look so good. It's literally going to look like poor people Joe Rogan. That's what it's going to look like. With these
I
mics,
like it.
dude. With these mics, look. This mic over here, can you see it? But
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, they're sitting, and we get to sit, and I'm gonna change the cameras back and forth, and that's it. And it's gonna be two people talking, and it's gonna be that's as close to that style, to that 60-minute style of interviewing that I like. You know what I mean? And
Can you do like 120 minutes instead?
yeah, that's us. That's
Like
what we are.
130
That's
to
what we are, though. That's what we are. The 120, right? 120. That's
Yeah.
funny that we are. That's funny. That number is probably important to us. But yeah, I learned a lot, man. I feel like my ego got in the way, like, major, dude. And it's like I learned so much though. Like, I don't regret it, because I became better at tech at the end of it when it comes to this stuff. And yeah, like I remember Andy saying that, like, because I remember editing takes so long, and I wanted to make video, but then I'd watch our streams and I'd be like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Every so often we go dead-eyed and just like look at the chat, and I'm like, this isn't worth watching on YouTube, and I love YouTube.
Yeah, it was a distraction. I mean, there's pros and cons, but I think overall it was just difficult for us to keep at it. It was good when, like, the three of us were, like, in a one room, and then, like, one guy could man it, and that, streamlined things for sure.
Right.
But there was never, I don't think there's ever a point where the three of us were, like, totally 100% engaged in what we were doing, like, because of it. Oh, crap.
What?
Hold on. I gotta get my charger. Hold on.
Okay, that's alright. I could keep it. Yeah, no.
No, I got it right here.
Awesome. Yeah, that's yeah. There wasn't a time when the three. I think that like what we had it, what was perfect was the moment when we didn't know that there was chat was going on. The two of us, right? And
Yeah.
and when we were just having fun talking, and maybe we'll be able to get back to that. Like, I'm fine with going back to that at some point with Andy. It's like if once that's over and like maybe we could just sit around and or something and just talk or something. I don't know, play games or whatever. And that could work in person, but it definitely didn't work. It like everything that was not working about it being not in person was like exacerbated. It was like by that time, by not being in person, right? And I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you sticking through me with this because this feels like my little crazy egomaniac dream, and you kind of like just kind of went with it, and I really appreciate that. I'm a little emotional about it actually. You both did, honestly, and you guys like really put up with everything, and you guys kind of let me take creative reign, and you guys stuck with me, and I don't know, I love doing stuff with my friends. I love doing creative stuff with my friends. It's my favorite thing to do ever, especially when you have.
It's the best,
It's
right?
the best. It's the best. It's the best. It's making our sociopath song, man. It's that, like that moment.
Yeah.
It's sitting in a
Yeah.
cabin, dude, like just writing songs and just like covering music. That's the world to me, man. It's everything. And you guys
That's
stuck
it.
through it.
What else do you need, right?
I
That's
don't
it.
need anything else. I really don't. And that's all I ever I really suck out. Suck out. Seek.
Yeah, no problem.
Past tense. I don't know. Seeked out. I'm gonna say suck out.
Uh,
Oh.
see, sucked out.
Suck. It's seek and then it becomes suck because I suck it.
Yeah.
I suck it. Okay, never mind. But thank you. Thank you for coming on this journey, man. Like, it's so crazy. It's kind of like weird. It's kind of a little Haley Comet-ish, like it's like around your birthday. It's like all around like the day before your birthday, the weekend of your birthday. That's so weird to me.
Right? Like, we played Zarko Lounge the day of my birthday. Like, we pranked
We
you at Annie's
did!
Road on my birthday.
We
Like, my
did.
birthday. Yeah, like, there's a lot of, like, big milestone stuff that
Yeah,
happens around that time.
it does.
Maybe it's just, like, the heat of the summer. I don't
It
know.
is. It
But,
is.
like,
That's what it
yeah.
is, though. It is, though.
Just,
It's like your birthday, and then it's in summer, and like there's nothing like a summer birthday. There's nothing like it. It's the best. It's
no.
the big
It's the
18th
best.
birthday parties. It's like it's this.
Yeah.
It's like the time when we could let out. It's the fun bachelor parties where we rent a house and we just invite all of our friends. And we're like, yeah, let's just have fun, guys. Let's jump around or something, and let's go to the beach. And I don't know. There's something about the summer, and your birthday. We always do something really special around it. And we have for years, and it's kind of amazing that the stream ran around it.
Yeah, like, it wasn't planned that way. It just happened that way. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it probably is just the fact that it's summertime. It's like right in the middle of the summer.
It's
And,
summer and it's your birthday. That's what
people want to do
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's
we want
like,
to do stuff. Yeah, get together.
yeah.
And
But I mean, we just, right, exactly.
but we didn't mean to I
Like,
don't know. It's just
we
funny.
didn't like sit around and plan like,
No.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
But it's
that is
literally
interesting.
it's
I don't
literally
know.
center of the summer though. It is the center of the summer. It's what like that July, August, right? Because June you're still at school. You know what I mean? It's like you're that mid of the summer. You have July. You have August. August is the end of all things, and then you have this like it's like the peak. You know what I mean? It's peak time. But it is
Yeah.
something special about it.
I love my birthday. I think it's the best birthday.
It's a great birthday. It's a great birthday, and we've had some great memories regarding it. In general, we've had great stories always. But yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah.
why'd you guys like? I don't know. That's how I feel.
Well, yeah,
so.
dude. I mean, I don't even see it as like sticking by you. Is there a lag? I feel like there might be a
No.
lag.
No. There's like sometimes you cut out. That's it. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Um, but yeah, no, I never thought of it as like sticking by you. Like it was just fun. So I just came along. Like it wasn't like, let me do this for John. I mean, I would have like pooped out by now, like if that were it. Uh, not to like, um,
Hmm. I get it.
not to like undercut what you're trying to say, but like, because like Friday nights aren't easy. Like sometimes I'd be like, yo, I just want to go out right now. It was
Hmm.
Friday night, but um, this is just like it always felt like really worthwhile. Um, and just worth showing up for, and like you said, like being creative together. There's just like no other feeling like it, even if it's like bad music, bad this, bad that, doing nothing, absolutely nothing, breathing, just eating food. Like it's just like this time you spend like with the people you love. That's
Hmm.
just really what it comes to. I mean, that's all we got. I mean, before we go, like that's it.
Right.
Uh,
It's true.
uh, so I mean, it's been a pleasure. Like I wish we could like get drunk right now. It'd be nice.
No, no, we
Not
don't. We
like
don't.
overly drunk,
No,
you
no, no.
know.
Just have a couple. Have a beer.
No, like drink responsibly.
Drink like a
Have a
beer,
beer.
and
You
that's
know,
it.
drink
Yeah,
responsibly.
and that's it. No hard liquor or anything like that. Never drink. Love you, corporations. Love me. Please don't say that we did that. We ever drank. We never drank to excess ever. One time. One time, never. To me, it's like you guys just like you guys listen so well, and like you guys listen to what I would say. Like I would be like have like new ideas, and you guys were really receptive to it, like a good improv group. Like I for me, it's just like I always wanted something I could do consistently with you, and keep working on with you. And I know that you don't like performing live as much as I do. So I was like, I can't do the band thing because he doesn't really want to be a band. Doesn't want to be a performing band. But I guess we could have done like a recording band, like with where we just record. But like eventually you kind of expect that you're gonna play sometime. Like you know what I mean? Like play those sometimes, and like so it's like that's kind of part of it. So I knew that you didn't want to do that because we tried doing that before. So I always try to figure out like what's something I could just get him involved in. And I know that like the fact that it was related to video games for me, that's a big pull. You know what I mean? That it's related to video games, but it became like even though it was related to games, like it just became like oh man, it doesn't matter. It's like games have to be a thing you just. It's like I tried to use it as a way to bring games back into my life, and it's like I was asking for something that just didn't come naturally and wasn't there naturally. And so I was trying to force it and use this time to play games. And I was like, huh. It kind of works when we're like all in person and we're playing like through a game that's fun or something. But I don't know. So something's unnatural about going back to games in that way, in that particular way. Because, the last game I beat before this was
Yeah.
Bioshock Infinite. And, I mean, I love that game. I love all the Bioshock games. I mean, I never played two, but I played that on my own, and I just kind of have fun with it. I like FPSs. They're probably my favorite kind of game. I never like got to ever say that, but I like third person and first person shooters the most. And
Why didn't we do more of that? We never even did that once,
I know
right?
that's why I wanted to get Doom Eternal. Why do you think I wanted to get it? And then they didn't have it on the Switch. I'm
Jeez,
gonna.
you don't have to yell at me. That's fine. Jeez.
Oh my god. It's crazy. We're like getting up to the step of your birthday, and then like we're talking about this. It's just I thank you so much. Like I always wanted something to do with you on the regular. I just wanted something to do, and I'm so glad that I have something I can do with you on the regular. And I think to me, like our talk, there's just something like I always just want to go back to with it. I just always want to go back to that back and forth. I feel like we're kind of like you're like the best improv partner I've ever had, basically. and like we're just kind of like, to me, the fun to me personally, that what makes me laugh, like my like favorite duo of comedy in to me, and interesting too. I mean, like also interesting, and fun and crazy and interesting too. But like, yeah, I don't know. So and I know I couldn't get you to do improv, so it's like, all right, let's do this, and
Yeah, that's. I mean, I could try it, but I don't. I don't know. I don't.
yeah.
None of it seems like that appealing to me.
Hmm.
I guess.
But you don't know
And I feel
though.
like
You don't know because you haven't tried it yet, so you don't know. You actually don't know what it feel like. But probably not. Let's be honest. Probably not. But you don't know what it feels like. I'll just say that. But
okay.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it never appealed to you though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try it.
Yeah, just try it. We'll try it sometime. We just have to try it just because it'd be funny. It'd be hilarious. You tell me it would be funny.
Yeah.
There's no UCB anymore, so there's nowhere to try it. No, I'm just kidding. The Pit exists still, and there's two more rival schools. That was what's cool about improv, is that they have kind of these rivalries with it. Like there's like three big schools, and
Yeah.
and like there's the top one. It's like super corporate and like really oh, I almost said something bad. Yeah, I think you know what I was gonna say too. Like
I know. What you're gonna say.
okay. And like there's the rivalry, and Pitt is very like they're very like, they allow like kind of more of an avant-garde like take. Like they're like, oh, you want to be postmodern in your improv, go for it. You wanted to like do your improv in cosplay, go do it. You want to come up with your own show and stuff like that, and they like, I saw some cool stuff there. Like I saw a stand up improv show where they pick a new stand-up every week, and that stand-up does a bit, then the improv troupe shows up, and then they do something based off that bit, and they keep switching off. Anyway, so I don't know. We could try it sometime, whenever, if COVID ever ends. But I'm gonna assume it never will. All right. So that's because that's the easiest way to live this life. Because why expect it to, and why live your life that way?
Yeah. You're just gonna be waiting.
You're just gonna be waiting, right?
Still waiting.
Still waiting. I remember when you guys
I
showed
can't
me that song. You showed me.
I can't. Yeah. I can't believe you never listened to it.
Never.
Like, that's crazy.
I was like
That's-
really far away from pop punk, dude. Like really far away from pop punk, and like even hard edge pop punk, because it wasn't like, I only got into music in 7th and 8th grade like that, like music there, and so all I knew is new metal. So I never had any exposure to the pop punk world, and I knew Blink for Adam song, and that's about it. And I was like, all the small things. I don't like this song. Why is they're all small things. I never liked that song. I never liked all the small things, even though it's got a great instrumental. And it's better than most of the stuff we pick on this the review stuff. But it's, I never had heard that. But you showed it to me, and yeah, I don't know, man. You're great to work with, and I'm so glad that we do the album thing. And I think the album thing, this has taught me like that we need to try harder when we get to the album time. We need to try harder to capture what made some of the previous stuff work before. Like I was like, strip it down, acoustic. And it's like, I don't want to listen to that. That's what I want to listen to, right? And like, I have to listen to that. You know what I mean? Because I didn't listen to it with this, right? And I got caught up in things, right? And I'm going to listen to that. And my heart says that song we made was so much fun. So we need to assemble a band together and just make noise rock again. And like, guess what? It could turn out to be a song. Who cares? It could be a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
And what will hurt our eardrums for a couple days, for a day, rather than for an entire life? Because we're not a band for life, We're just like, we just record once a year. Why not try to blow our eardrums out a little bit, But yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna get like tinnitus in like an afternoon.
No, but yeah, no. I was gonna say something, but I'll tell you off stream. I like saying that. I always appreciated those moments when I'm watching a certain podcast that will get me in big trouble. So I'm not gonna say it too much. I'm gonna call it the Jamie show. Nope, probably too close. He always says like certain people. He's like I'll just tell you on stream. There's like this is the interesting part. Let's just talk later. Let's talk after the podcast. I don't know. I was so influenced by that. But yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It was fun. It was fun playing those video games. It was fun playing God of War, and I think that we could probably go back to do that stuff someday, because Undertale was a lot of fun. It gave me a headache a little bit because I don't know where to go next in games ever. But God of War, like I want to play those games.
And you've always been bad with like flat games, right?
Flat games, yeah.
Keep going.
Flat games, yeah. I'm a shooter guy, man. I'm a shooter and a platformer guy. That's the way my brain is wired. Okay, like, you know, like it's just I like first person games like that. I love Gears, and I've always loved games like that. Perfect Dark. I don't know. I've always stuck.
Gears is third person, dude. Gears is third person.
Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry, don't need to get angry about it with me though. All right. Did you like in the next album pick that I kept saying that I was listening to this in high school? Did you read that yet?
Yeah.
Did that make you laugh though? Because
yeah, he's like this.
I kept
he's
saying
like,
it.
dude, the album came out
2016.
I got a phone call. Sorry.
That's okay.
And then he's like, "Oh, what? There's a delay now."
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So he said,
There's
oh,
delay?
it's 2016. It must have been
Uh-oh.
oi oi oi. Right.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's the one." I love it. I used to listen to it in high school.
What?
No, that was my favorite album in high school.
I just test people. I love doing it. Because it made me laugh a little bit when I said that stuff, and I was like, I hope Gus gets a kick out of it, because I was not listening to Boys Noise in high school. I'll tell you right now. And
no, I knew it was a lie, like right away.
of course you knew it was a lie. Of course, that's right. I knew, like, of course it's a lie. But the problem is that no one else knew, right? It's like, do you think John was a huge EDM fan in high school, dude? He listened to 2 Daft Punk singles, right? No, I like Discovery, and I really, because of the music videos, they look like anime. That's cool. I'm an anime kid, dude. I was used to think in anime, dude. Oh, I lost you. There you go. There you're back. I used to think in it, dude. When my first year of college, I used to think in anime, dude. I swear to God, it's not even a joke. I watched so much anime. I used to literally think in anime, dude. I used to think of everything in anime form.
How do you think in anime?
Dude, my thoughts, like, I picture scenes like, oh man, this would be cool, like anime, and like the games I wanted to make, like everything was like kind of like looked like cell shaded and stuff, but my thoughts, the normal thoughts, like I'd close my eyes and I'd see anime, and like that's what I saw when I went to college. And then I went to college and I was like, nobody here watches anime. They don't know what this thing is. They're like, what is this? Nobody watched it, and I was like, I picked the wrong place to go. Oh no, what did I do? And then I met some friends, and they also didn't watch anime, so that's cool too. That's fine. I learned to like other things. It was like a thing. Like I learned to like other things. What was good for me. You know, I always love movies though, but I was like, okay, well, I gotta learn to be a person. You know what I mean? I don't have to be an anime boy all the time. And honestly, I learned the really hard way to not have that be the forefront of my personality. But yeah, I still miss Naruto though, and so do you. I miss it every day. Think about it all the time.
Yeah, I know. I think about anime like quite a bit. Like I guess more so manga, but then the manga makes me think like, oh, maybe I should watch an anime or something. Like, but I feel like I've seen like a lot of cream of the crop that I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm okay.
The problem is that a lot of the shows are like
Like
they're
I was
like
actually
go ahead. Filler is the filler. And that's why it's hard about watching it. That's why you might as well just read it.
bad filler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was thinking of like reading Tokyo Ghoul, right? Because I never got
Yeah.
into it, and I
Yeah.
hear it's like okay. And then like I'm reading like should I watch the anime as well? And people are like, no, it's not as good as the manga. But like, it's hard to trust who you're getting this information from because like I feel like a lot of people say that nothing beats the manga. So
Right.
I don't know.
It's hard to say. You know
And-
what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like here it is for me. This is the way it lays out. Basically, what I do is kind of dictated. Like I'm not like you. I'm not like a free boy. Like I just kind of do what's around me. You know what I mean? And if like when I was going to my college, like and people were like into movies. I watched a lot of good movies, and that might be actually the reason I'm even more ahead of like sometimes I want to tell you about I'm like I want to joke because I remember we're gonna show people movies that are way above their head. And, like there's certain movies that I want to mention to you, and I'm like I've said these movies before to him, and he doesn't know what I'm talking about, so like I'm just not gonna say it. And it's like I know because I know movies pretty well, like really 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 well, like I used to at least, because I could speak to them. I don't know why. I was obsessed with reading movie reviews and watching movie reviews or whatever, right? So I'm pretty good about it, you know. And usually I tell you about something. I'm like, oh, Get Out's really good. Oh, Seven's really good. Oh, this is good, you know. And when I was in my college, we'd watch a movie. We'd watch a lot of movies. That's like a really popular thing to do when you're in a dorm. Is like people gather around movies. Like it's an easy thing to throw on and everybody can jump in. You know what I mean? It's the people's medium. Unlike games which have a barrier of entry. You know, it's a true people's medium.
Yeah.
Right? My mom watches movies. My mom loves movies. My mom loves going to the movie theater. I love going to the movie theater. It's the people's medium, which I always like. I like the people's medium more than like things that have barriers of entry. But like obviously games are very important to me, right? But I feel like it's all about who's around you. When we like when you're like alone most of the time, like I'm not alone that often, right? And so like I'll play games, but like the kinds of games that I play that I'll get to play, like I beat Luigi's Mansion 3. Did you beat Luigi's Mansion 3?
Yeah.
You did? Okay, so there's some I think
No, I'm just kidding.
No, you didn't. Oh, I should let you borrow that. I love that game, by the way. That was fun. So I'll play Luigi's Mansion 3. You know what I mean? Like I'll beat Overcooked. I'll beat this cuz I'm playing co-op games cuz that's my life. You know what I mean? I'm around people all the time. And so when I'm alone, I don't choose to play games because I'm like, "Oh, man, I could play games right now, but I'm not going to." And I'm probably not playing the right games cuz when I start playing I'm like, "I don't really like this game." Like cuz I should probably just download Doom Eternal and I probably should have like an Xbox set up and just be playing shooters because that's what I'm into. You know what I mean? But I'm like, "Oh, no. I'm into like this RPG. I'm definitely into it. Like I'm definitely into Final Fantasy 13. I'm going to be so into it." It's like, "No, John, you're not. Just go play what a shooter. You just go play one of these shooters, dude. Just go have fun, dude." It's like, "Oh, okay. Oh man, I'll have so much fun playing Metal Gear Solid." No,
Yeah.
you won't. You're going to get stuck in like 2 seconds. Play a game with fast twitch reflexes. That's all that matters. That's all you are. Right? That's all you are. It's platformer or that. You know?
Yeah.
But that's what probably how I should set up my environment so I'd be like more apt to it. But that's how it works. You know what I mean? I'm kind of affected by my environment in that way. Like what I'm doing is kind of dictated partially by who's around me, but like it's been that way kind of my entire life. So, yeah. So that kind of stops me.
No, that's good.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna get some time to read. Okay, I could read a manga, or I could read a book. And I was like, oh, okay. Gonna read. I try to read. I try so hard, Gus. I promise. I try really hard. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just read. I'm gonna force myself to reading. It's like, but I can read a book. The book wins.
Wait, between a book and what? A manga? Oops. I mean,
That's
I don't
hard.
care. That's fine.
No, I disappoint myself when I do that.
Okay, I was trying to see what you were saying. Okay, okay,
I
okay.
was like, ah, man, I can't. It's like, oh, I want to pick up and finish
That's.
this. Forget it. Let's read a book.
I mean, that's probably for the best. I
Yeah,
think.
I think it's because I spent
I
so
mean,
many years with those certain things. You know, what I mean, reading manga, watching anime, and it's just like, it's like I need now. I'm like, if I don't have that much time, if in that much of a time crunch of free time, which I don't have much of, everything is always scheduled, scheduled, scheduled. My life is scheduled. That's why I schedule these things that we do. um, yeah. So, yeah, that's. But I think that like as my life goes on, I'll say this in a very cryptic way to you. Uh, as my life is gonna go on, a lot of those things that I like, I'm gonna get to do a lot more of, because of the people around me. All right, you see what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
even when certain people are around
I
me,
get
I
it.
get to do the things that I like more often. Like I get to play, like I play Fortnite, and I have a lot of fun. I play, you know, and I do. There are certain things. There are certain things that certain people around me help me bring back out. So like this stuff might come back later because of the people who are I can participate in them with, right? So
Mm.
yeah.
I mean, oh man, I can't even really ask you questions about it that much, but that's okay.
It's okay. I went super off track anyway, and I was just I. It all comes back to this stream and stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm just rambling until you have a thought.
Yeah, no, my thought is that I have to use the bathroom pretty bad, but I'm holding it. I'm always drinking water, but like I get thirsty, but I don't want to not drink the water,
Right?
but then I have to use the bathroom.
And we don't have a
Yeah,
third person to kind of keep
it's like
everything
catch 22.
to keep everything going. Are we done with
I
thoughts?
know.
Yeah, we don't have a
And
third
it's like
person. Yeah. And even
I
like a quiet third person to
I
keep
got to do my I got to do my own stream. No, even that would work.
What?
A quiet third person.
That's what. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any last thoughts about 1 year of streaming? Anything like that that popped into your head?
Um, that is, I don't know. It was pretty cool. Like it was really, really, really cool. Like I really enjoyed doing it, and like we figured out kind of like our likes and dislikes about it, and like what we can tolerate, what we're good at, what we're not. Um, yeah, it's kind of nice because a lot of people don't really do this sort of thing, like, and a lot of people are afraid to be on camera or to,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just
Yeah.
be themselves in front of an audience. Um, so it kind of shows us, like it shows me that we're like, I don't know, like, is confidence the right word? Like, we're like,
Yeah. I say to myself, I'm feeling confident. I'm doing this. I'm feeling confident. You know, I'm playing. I'm doing my stream. I'm feeling confident about it. You know, that's how I do it. I think that's funny. My confidence, dude.
yeah,
It's an affirmation, dude. I learned it from Tony Robbins. I'm feeling confident. I'm doing this. I'm feeling confident. I'm talking into the mic. You know, it was cool. It was. I think that it's really important to reflect on it, you know, and to think about it. And I think you should as well. Like, just think about it and maybe see if you have any thoughts later, you know, that might come up in your head. But something that strikes me is that you don't ever stream on your own. You never do. You have your own. Ever since you got
yeah,
your own
that's
handle,
true.
you never did it. And I think that says something about you.
I know.
I think that says a lot, actually. So, I think it's.
Maybe it says I'm not confident enough.
Yeah, I feel like you need the affirmations to carry you forward.
Yeah, no, it's true. I had like ideas too, and then it just just didn't do it.
Right. Because I feel like maybe you'd do those ideas if you had unlimited time, and like it's like maybe me with uh, one day I'm gonna go through and rewatch all of Naruto. That's just what's gonna happen. All right, I'm gonna rewatch it. I'll read it. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen, but
Oh
not
wow.
now. Not now. It's my life as my life changes, and if I get roommates or something, that roommate, I'll watch. I'll watch with them. Um, so yeah, I just feel like there's a lot to say that about you, and I'm gonna put a lot of judgment calls on you now because you haven't talked like a high level about how the stream has affected you. You don't stream at all, and I think it's because the same reason I don't do watch like Naruto all the way through or play games that much on my own. It's because we're all limited on time, right? And you don't have unlimited time. You're doing your studies and you're doing and you're working. All right, you have a family life, whatever. You have other things that you do as well. You read, you do this. You maybe watch some anime. Maybe you read some manga. You do stuff. But I think the stream is just it doesn't speak to you, man. It doesn't speak to you.
Yeah, like so. One of my favorite solo streams that I did was co-writing the song about you because everyone made it about you.
Yeah. Right. I remember.
And so we wrote the song, and came out good. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really interactive and super fun. And I'm like, damn, I had a lot of fun doing that. I want to do that again. And then just like, I don't know, something about it, like I would feel like the want and the need to like play the ukulele and to write a song or whatever, or write music. And
You feel that a
like
lot,
my
Gus? You feel that feeling inside? I want to write music. I want to play ukulele. That happens to you?
the writing music, not as much, but the picking up and playing the ukulele for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a drive. Like I really
Mm-hmm.
like that ukulele, that first one. That's very special to me. Like
I love it.
I,
Yeah, I have a love for it. I don't know why. Just like there's so much heart in it.
yeah, I was thinking the other day, like, could I sell that thing for like $500? No. Like, could I sell it for $5,000? I don't think so. Like $5,000, that's a lot. I mean, like, realistically speaking, I like in my own head, I couldn't part with it for like any less than like 25 grand. Seriously, like that's how meaningful it is.
Mm.
It's just like super important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if it breaks or whatever. But
Right.
Anyway, I to get back on top, felt like I didn't wanna. It goes back to the chat. I think that like I just didn't want to go back and like now I'm like it was very hard to write this song with people. It came out good, but like I can't. I don't think I could do that like full time or like consistently, like unless I had like help. Like just it's just too much to figure out. Like it already takes like playing it already takes like enough brain power.
Right.
Like now I got people like shouting at me like different things like do this, play that, write these words, and like it's cool, but like I got to be like firing on all cylinders for that to work. And I just don't want to like keep checking and like I just want to play. I just want to play this thing like at my leisure.
Gus, this is literally you're literally making the argument as to why I told you I wanted to stop the chat going. It's nothing to do with the chatters. It's everything to do with the fact that it's distracting and it's way too delayed and it's not natural at all. It's like you're on a phone call and the person is texting you. Like 20 people are
Yes.
texting you. All right? It's just stop. Stop.
It doesn't stop. It's in real time.
Right?
Yeah.
You're on a video chat. Imagine you're like, "Oh, hey guys." Like, okay, imagine you did this with your family, guys. It's your birthday. This is your birthday party. You're on a video and then you see text messages come up and you have to type back to everybody in a group message. It's all a group message, text. Da-da-da-da. That's what it is, and it's too much. And that is exhausting. Switching between those tasks of looking and reading and waiting and doing and didn't. No, thank you.
That's how I feel about it.
Right.
Yeah, it's just I mean, even like easier things like, oh, let me throw on Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, I want to be a cowboy. I don't want
to get into it, right?
Yeah.
You just want to roleplay.
Yeah.
Right? You just want to get into it. You want to get immersed. Right? You don't want to say anything about it. You know what I mean? You want to watch a movie. You don't want to chat about it. You know what I mean? You want to play a game. You want to get into it, man. Right? Like, I think about those times that I played. The last time I beat a game. And I'm like, dude, I enjoyed that. When I played Bioshock Infinite, I was obsessed. I was into it. And it was like last year before we started the stream or something. And I was like, I was locked in. I bought all these non-shooter games as well, and I never played them because I will never play them. But that's the ticket. So
yeah, I feel like you get like a half-hearted like attempt like at something.
Agreed. Because you're distracted.
Yeah, that's why like the IRL stuff made more sense to me.
Right.
Like
right.
Yeah, a lot more.
Because you're already immersed in life.
Exactly. It just felt like a HUD almost, you know, like
yes, that's what it felt like.
The chatters,
right? It felt natural. That felt like the most natural way to do it.
Mhm.
The IRL stuff, traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah, that for sure. Like, like the eating stream I did with Andy, like, you know, it felt better, like just walking around with you guys, like it just felt easier, felt better, felt more natural. And again, especially with 3 guys there, you can swap out who's like manning what, and it just makes things so much easier.
Yeah, agreed. That was the easiest way to do it, but the question is, did we want to do that? So like, you know what I mean? Like, is that the way like we wanted to do it? You know, it's like, if we were to do it, we do it that way. That's what the answer to that question is for me. If we were gonna continue it again, I'd be like, yeah, dude, let's travel over Europe and then have this thing or something. You know what I mean? Or let's go to every state and just like record it. But like, but is that what you want to do though? Like, that's the way you could do this where it works with my brain. But is that what works with the heart? So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just it's exhausting. And like, if you're out traveling and stuff, you kind of want to be yourself and experience things however you want.
Right.
And, like, I don't need like 20 faceless internet people.
Oh my God.
Like,
right?
As like an entourage, you know. And it's only gonna get worse. It's like not even gonna, if we kept gaining momentum. It's just like it's more than it only gets worse.
If you set that standard that you're watching chat.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I guess maybe like when you get right down to it, maybe it just wasn't for me.
I don't think it was for either of us.
I don't know. Sometimes,
but especially not for you.
Like if Corona didn't hit, like I would have probably. I think if Corona didn't hit, I probably would have like gave it like a more worthwhile like effort.
Yeah.
It's just really complicated with a lot of stuff too, and then enough time passed that I'm just like it was out of my head at that point. Like I didn't even think about it anymore.
Completely. You stopped. I remember you were excited about it too. You were like, I could do this, and you have the PC. Whew. Whew. All right. Wow, John. You have the PC, known by no other name than PC, and from Andy, and he just wants you to use it, and and you should play games on it, and you should do music on it, and you should use it to the maximum effect because it's a great PC. You should use it, and
It's amazing.
you should install music software and go crazy on it. Um, it's crazy you're talking about playing the ukulele so much. Like, I literally like, okay, what the uh, okay, it's like it's so
You're not making any sense.
different. Stop yelling at me. You just want to like ukulele is such a more pure. It's so much more pure than doing a Twitch natural game stream where you're just like going back and forth. I just want to play a game, and to me, here's the thing. That's why YouTube Let's Plays make more sense to me than Twitch. It's just like, even though they don't even edit them, so there's some people who don't like that. I was going back and looking at like Markiplier or whatever. He didn't edit any of his. He just put part 1, part 2, part 3, and I didn't click on any of them because I don't care. But
Yeah.
But guess what? No one cares about me either, so it's okay. Point being, that's why it makes sense for me, like, to record a playthrough of something. Like, if we recorded a playthrough, or we did a playthrough on Twitch or whatever, and we didn't do chat, or we just blew it up to everything in YouTube, we didn't have chat, and we're just like, oh, I just want to show us reacting to this thing. Maybe. But maybe not. Like, maybe we don't need to. Like, maybe there's people who are better at that than us. Maybe it doesn't need to be that way. Maybe we could just sit around and play Earthbound. Um,
I would still love to do
I think
that.
as time goes on, we gotta just do it. Like, because COVID may not, this quarantine might be going on for a very long time, and so we should just eventually just schedule the time in, build it into the schedule, build it into our days, and just do it. There's no if that's about it. Not stream it, nothing, because I think the streaming, you just listed all the reasons why it takes away from the game, and every time I think it's going to add to a game, it doesn't. It worked with Undertale because we had a fun audience and we were growing, and our egos were satisfied because people were watching. That's what it was. That's why it was fun to have it like that, right? And if nobody watched this time, we're like, and then we'd be like, oh, we have to watch what we say about this game. Oh, this character reminds me of somebody. Oh, I can't say it. Oh, I can't say it. Shut up. How about 2 hours out of the week, we're super on, and we're super careful about what we're saying. We're super careful about, mentioning our friends and our private life for 2 hours. And then outside of that, we can just be ourselves. Thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to be on a reality show. This is the way I used to think of Twitch. I said, I had this dream, Gus, of Twitch being the reality show of John, Andy, and Gus. And that's why I wanted you guys all to stream, because I was like, oh, like, you guys all stream, and it becomes kind of like our reality show. And the truth of the matter is that if a reality show approached us, and they wanted to record our lives, I would absolutely let them. But if I'm going to man it myself, no, that is exhausting. It's exhausting to be that public for that long, and I'm sure even being on a reality show is completely exhausting.
That's gotta be.
So,
Fuck.
being recorded all the time, oh my god, you can't say anything. You gotta worry about curse words, you gotta worry about you basically have to assume the entire world can hear everything you're saying into this little microphone right here. The whole world. You have to imagine the whole world reacting to that. Because that's what you're doing. Okay? And that's exhausting.
Yeah.
That's exhausting.
Even for 2 hours a week.
Even for 2 hours a week. It's hard. I mean, it's fun. I mean, I have fun doing these. This is just about the right amount of time for me. As long as I put it into its thing, yeah. But it's its own thing. Like, you're like, we're done with this. Can we go do something else now? And we go do it. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. Everything you're saying is just basically how I feel. So,
It's the same exact feelings.
I don't stream without you. I don't do anything on this channel
It's
without
just
without
like,
you anymore. Yeah.
hmm. What is this channel called? The Andy 2 or something? What?
Yeah, Andy too. I don't want to even say what Andy's actual channel is because it's to me it's completely inflammatory. So that's just goes down that route of of the disagreements between us. You know what I mean? Just um, just completely just yeah. Wow.
It's too bad you guys can't be friends anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's too bad. So bad. I talked to, you know, after all this and whatnot, I realized that yeah. So I'm not like friends wise. I talked to maybe 6 people, no 5 people total on the regular, and 2 of those are only on a chat on our album thing. One of them is you, and then the other is another friend who calls me from abroad that we know, and that's the only 5 people. And
What's his last name again?
oh yes, yeah, exactly right. Um, so yeah, it's funny. I don't know. Yeah, I'm what I want to. I have what I would like to do going forward. I think I'm very happy with continuing to review their albums that kind of pop up on here. But I don't know. What do you think, Gus? It's been a year.
I don't know. I guess I just want to like play games with you and talk with you. That's it.
Yeah. In what in what do you mean in the stream sense and like what are you talking about? I'm talking about the stream. I'm saying. I said I want to keep doing this, what we're doing right now, because I think it's been the best.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. No, I like this too. I think it feels the best. It's like less distracting. Now I don't have to like look at Discord because
Right.
it's imploded.
Right, because we deleted it. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I have a gift for you. So if you want to keep going, if you so you would like to keep this going, this chat going.
yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
All right, Gus. So I have
Like
one gift. I have a gift for you, actually.
I fe-
Go ahead. Sorry, you're gonna say something, and I'll reveal it. It's unrelated to the what I'm giving you at midnight.
what was I saying? Yeah, no, it's I like this format the best out of IRL stuff, out of video game stuff. Like this is just it's just distilled, you know, just just the easiest, and it'd be nice to continue it. It'd be cool. And it's like has its own thing, you know.
I think that where I'd like to, if we were to continue this, I think it's going great. I would love to just incorporate like the books, all the media that we're consuming during the week, and anything we've completed consuming. Like if we could maintain like a list of it, like all the books you finished and all that stuff, all the games you finished.
Oh.
Right. Okay. So hear me out. This might
Okay.
sound like a big deal, but I'm telling you, I think it might be cool. So we consume an album a week, right? But me and you consume things that are the way I saw this from the beginning. I thought it was really interesting that me and you we consume. Okay, I don't know. To me, it seems like a lot of books. A lot of books. I don't know. We consume a lot of media, right? And I don't think movies are all that. Maybe movies would be worth talking about as well. But I don't think they're that interesting because there's a million movie reviewers on Earth. But books are something not many people have reviews for, I feel like. But like I still want to hear it though. Like media, all media you consume. You just keep a log of it. Anything you finish, you finish. You finished a television series, you finished an anime, you finished a manga series, you finished a book, you finished a poetry book, anything you finish, you complete. Just write down on notes. Right?
What if it's 0?
Then we don't. Then that's fine. Nothing. Then nothing. Right. Um.
Okay.
Right. And I want to at least, to me, do this. Is if every time like we finish a book, I'd like at least a book. Hear me out on this. This is the simplest way to start this without getting overwhelmed. Every time you finish at least a book, but I'd like all media, just for you to tell me when you finish that book. And then, just like we did with the Rum Diaries, I want to cut that. What I'll do is I'll start the record button, like I'll clip everything. And just like we do with the albums where we start this, we have a point of entry. Because I think that we want to add points of entry into the stream. So, if, like, I think the stream should be built upon, you start the conversation foundationally upon the album, because we'll always do that every week. Then, we kind of layer it with like, oh, I just finished this book. Maybe just one book. And you just tell me about it. Because I want to know, because personally, I actually want to know about these books you're reading. I don't know how much you want to know about my books, but I can tell you. I mean, if you do you care to know about the books I'm reading? I'll tell you about them.
It's almost like Freakonomics, right? I feel like you just read Freakonomics over and over.
Yeah. Freakonomics. I didn't even read Super Freakonomics. I just reread Freakonomics backwards. I thought it would be interesting to watch the story unfold the backwards way. So, yeah, no, I was just like Dubner. I just put on the podcast and I listened to the podcast, the Freakonomics podcast, which is a thing, and then I put it on and then I read the book while listening to it, and I just go back and forth, and I'm like, oh, look at this study. Wow, look at this study. Hey, look at this study. Look at this study. Isn't it surprising? Does it surprise you? I like that book. But
isn't there like an orange in the cover?
Yeah, look at this orange. Isn't it surprise you? Anyway, I'm not gonna let you continue that thought. Shut up. So if we finish a book, I was hoping that I could at least clip out when we discuss like a new book that you finished. You know what I mean? You just tell me about it, you know? And if you care, I would talk about a book that I finished. And maybe you finished a game and you want to, but I want to start having moments and then generating clips from them by just clicking start, stop. Like, oh, I'm going to talk about this book right now, John. Okay. Finished it. Finished Rum Diaries. Done. Finish this. How'd you feel about it? And it gives you a chance to reflect on it, actually. Right? And I think that helps with retention. Right? And so that's what I'd like to do. That's the only evolution I want to add to it. There's nothing else I want to change. Period. Other than I hope we can get in person again soon. And I'm actually coming up with ideas of how we can do that again. Be in person again. Because all this stuff, nothing's plugged into a wall now. It's all on my laptop. Right? All these mics, they can just be attached to a table. Guess what? We put a plug in from your garage and we sit in your driveway and do this. Done. We just have lights from there. Done. We could be in person.
Wow. Again. That's cool.
It's all on the laptop. I'm lifting it right now. It's everything. The cameras are powered.
Wait, lift it again?
Sure. The cameras are powered by the laptop. The audio interface is powered by the laptop. The microphones are powered by the laptop. So as long as you have the laptop plugged in, you're good.
Are you calling it the laptop again?
The laptop, yeah. I have a 50-foot Ethernet cable, Gus. If we a 50-footer that I bought. If we need to line it outside, and if I need to buy another.
Mine's 100-foot. It really is. It's in my room. I have it 100 feet. It's so big.
Oh my god. Okay. So that's the next step. To me, if you're willing to, it's a little bit more work, but we can do that with your stupid 100-foot Ethernet cord before I wrap it around your neck, dude. Oh my god. Wrap it around like a ratchet. Like a ratchet. I'll wrap your head around like a ratchet. Yeah.
I got it from I got it from our buddy with it. The letter it starts with an M, and he wanted to connect his Xbox to have online from his attic. All the way down to his router in his living room. So attic, Addict.
Oh my god, that's so far!
Second
Oh
floor.
my god! He should just drill a hole. Oh my god. That's the funniest. That's hilarious. That's very funny.
Attic, second floor, first floor. It's got 3 stories. Like,
It literally is 3 stories, and I know how that house is built too, and I know how unreasonable that is of a thing to say. Oh, what a guy! He'd go down the stairs. It goes down. It goes through that hallway, and it goes down that other set of stairs.
yeah.
And his parents would be just like, "What are you doing?"
And he didn't even play like online games, you know? That's the funniest part.
It's just to download a demo or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't wait to play the demo for Siphon Filter. I want to play the new demo for Siphon Filter.
He just wants to be ready in case he needs to play online. So it's got to be like,
I know.
He's
You're
gonna be
derailing
prepared for
everything I'm telling you, but thank you. So thank you. You get to because it's your birthday. So yeah, that's all. That's the only future I want. I just want to keep talking about stuff because I think that we consume a lot of media that's interesting, and I think you consume a lot of media that's interesting, and I think actually I'm actually just interested to know. Like, it's fun to BS, but like it's also fun for like maybe it'd be fun to just be like at the half-hour mark, just be like, okay, we talked about the album. Okay, we have to, let's just talk about did you read anything this week? Done. Right, and then at the thing, did you play anything? Done, and that's it. Just talk about it. Maybe it's like it adds like weirdness to the structure because it's not as free flowy after that, and maybe it won't work that well. But maybe it's just like as soon as we finish the album, we could just go into it. Just like before we start just talking about anything, we could just be like, yep, we're gonna talk about this. But maybe it won't work because maybe it's too much. I don't know. But I think that when you started telling me about Rum Diaries, I was really interested, and I think that books really need more. I want to be more popularized. I don't know. I feel like people I want to see more clips on YouTube of people just talking about books, like dummies like us talking about books. That's, to me, when dummies like us talk about books, like that's what I think it would inspire me, a dummy, to be like, you know what? Like I don't have to be a genius. I don't have to be an English major to read this book. You know, like I don't have to be, like I could be stupid, which I am. And like these guys joke about the stupidest stuff. They joke about routing an Ethernet cable from an attic to a living room across 3 stories. You know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like these guys are so stupid. But meanwhile, I literally am like 100 or so pages into Slaughterhouse-Five, and that I am loving it. And
whoa, what?
yeah,
Really?
Yeah, and see what I mean, man? You see what I'm saying? And you know, and I read a book of essays that just wow. Oh my god, this cartoonist who like works as a cartoonist, like sells his political cartoons and stuff to like all the big newspapers. Like got really popular, wrote a bunch of like super like heartwarming essays, like they just very touching like just the very human, some of the most human essays I've ever read in my life. And I love that book. I love that book so much that I wish I owned that book. That's one of the most important books I've ever read to me because it was so human and I loved it. And it's to me it means even more than all the nonfiction self-help stuff that I've read, because it kind of helped me feel more okay in my own skin. It's just like, wow, I just read that. It's like this guy Tim Kreider, he wrote this book, We Learn Nothing, and the first essay is about how he gets stabbed in the neck, and he talks about how like life or death situations like should make you feel like you feel for he talks about this honeymoon period where you feel like you're gonna, like you feel like everything in the world, like you're so happy just to be alive, which is what everybody hopes to do, right? Like this, like what like everybody seeks to do, all the great philosophies seek to do, the Stoics, the Buddhists, and he's like, but the title of the book is We Learn Nothing, right? And he's like, don't worry, after that honeymoon period, he's like, I wish that I could have, what you have to do is just have these times where you almost die, but it can't be like a skydiving thing. It has to be a skydiving. You can't just skydive and just be like, ah, it's like you're near death, right? No, because you still have the guy in your back. You have to like something has to go wrong, a little malfunction, but so you don't die all the way. You know what I mean? And then you could really appreciate life, right? It's like he's like, I wish that could happen more often. And so he talks about that, and it's like getting stabbed like in the neck. And he's like, yeah, that was my story about getting stabbed in the neck. He's like, and I loved it. And the character, the writer, he just reminds me of you. He just reminds me of as like in like not in like, oh, this is Gus, this is what he'd say, but it's like he leads a life that I think that you would be proud of and you would see for yourself, and I see you kind of living out, and I'm like, oh, it just kind of feels like my best friend kind of became a cartoonist and wrote some essays, and it's like as an adult, and it's like it's kind of seeing you a little bit in the future, a little bit, and like I loved it. It's probably one of my favorite books. I never get a chance to talk about it.
Wow.
And
so it's then let's start talking about it. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. That's what I envisioned this, me and you talking, as like we talk about books, and we talk, and like maybe games come in there, and maybe you beat a game. Like maybe you beat a game and you're like, let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about it. Maybe you, I don't know, tell me about a poetry book you read. I think those media, like defined media, not just like, oh, I read an article on the internet, there's something very beautiful about something published in that way, just like our song or the stuff you're working on together,
I feel like, I mean, to even take it a baby step further, like I would want to
go
like I would even want to talk about it like as I'm reading it, not just like, oh, I'm done. Like, here's what I think. Because I don't, like, read a book a week. I don't finish a game a week.
Right.
Like, sometimes, like, I like to let thoughts about certain media just kind of, like, reflect on and not, like, finish it right off immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So, it'd be cool to, like, also talk about things, like, you're currently consuming, even if you're not, like, done.
Is that helpful for you? Yeah.
Them.
For me, it's like I like the act of finishing something and then coming back to it all the way and just kind of reflecting on it back. For me, that's how I just love that final thing. And this way, someone clicks a clip, right, of us talking, or I click a clip of it. I'm like, oh, this is the final thing of it done. There's something very nice about that package. You know what I mean? He's done. He's downloaded.
Okay.
And he comes back. You know what I mean? But like I get, but the thing is that you should talk about it along the way as well. Right? I think you should integrate that, but that shouldn't be thought of as the package. You see what I'm saying? You talk about it along the way so we don't forget to it when we get to the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
it's
not like you're not gonna say the stuff you said before. You might not say this stuff, right? But you'll say, what's the broad perspective, right? So talk about it along the way. Yes, talk about it along the way. Like, I'm not ready to talk about Slaughterhouse-5. I'm not ready to talk about that book. I would be ready to talk if I was writing one of my nonfiction books. I'd be ready to talk about it as I go. But I'm not ready yet, emotionally ready yet. I need to get a deeper dive. I need to finish it. I feel like I need this to be a moment between me and this book right now. I need us to have our moment together. Right? But with these previous books I read and these essays that I've been reading, I could have been talking about, because I remember that essay, but I don't remember all the others. There's so many. There's one where he talks about his uncle that's a criminal, and he's like, yeah, my uncle's a criminal, man. He's like not a good guy. He's like, he keeps asking me for money and stuff like that, and like he calls me from jail, and it's just like, and my dad always said to me, like, my dad never talked bad about him, but you could tell that he was just like, uh-oh. And he's like they always said that his dad and the brother who was a criminal were both the same. They both had the same kind of mania, right? But one was a type A and one didn't have it applied, and so just kind of had also the moral compass. And so like you saw these two, like he talks about these two figures, his father, this great man, who adopted him. You find out he talks about being adopted and finding his original family, and then he talks about a lot of stuff. He talks about, there's one essay that I can't even talk about on stream because it's like Yeah, it's like the better Hunter S. Thompson, I guess.
Oh,
In
okay.
the Rum Diaries, it's like it seems like a better version of that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, he reminds me of you. He really does. He's like it feels like you would look up to the way this person lived a life, because you'd be like, oh,
I should
okay.
read one of the essays.
Yes, you should. You should read On Laziness. That's public.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. It's great. It was actually in. I discovered it because it was a part of the Tim Ferriss podcast, and he's like On Laziness, and it's all about like why it's good to be lazy. He's like why you should be really, really, really lazy and not feel bad about it, and you should do all these things, and like some of it is very not CBS, and like
Yeah.
but like he's like just go. He's like just be lazy. He's like walk around a park. Yeah, it's the middle of the day. Okay, just do it. Who cares? Stop. He's like I'm lazy. He's trying to like remind himself to be lazy, and he's trying to say, you know, it's weird. It's like because there's all these books about be the best you can be. It's like no, be lazy. Be lazy. I like that. I like that essay a lot. And the sample chapter you get when you pick up the book is my stabbing incident. He calls it. It's a great book. And there's other essays
That's cool.
I've forgotten. Yeah, I loved that book. I love that book, and I used it as a way to transition out of nonfiction, self-help, and because I was getting tired of it. Because this is what happened to me. I read a book, and it said, "Be in the present." Oh no! Here's a moment. You're in the present moment. Seize it, with an exclamation point. And I literally closed the app, and I was like, nope. Goodbye, iBooks. I am not reading that, and I stopped reading that book. And I've read
Wow.
two or three books by this author, at least, minimum. I own in hardcover one of this author's book. And he said, seize the moment. And I said, nope, seize it. He's like, you have a moment. This is your time. Seize it. And I was just like, nope. I was like, I don't want to hear anybody tell me about seizing the moment all the time. I want to talk about laziness. I want to talk about getting stabbed in the neck. No more. No more. No more. No more. No more.
It sounds like you did seize the moment, though.
I did. I seized the moment to close that book. I bought that book for
Yeah.
like $15 though, man. I buy all my books now, so I spent a lot of money on books. So.
Oof. Ouch.
It was a good feeling though. It means more when you buy it, because then you're like, oh, now I gotta read it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I checked it out from the library. I got 10 billion books. Oh, well, who cares? Read it. No, it makes you think about it before you do it. And I tried reading I tried reading Welcome to the Monkey House, which is what's one of my friends, our very, very, very intelligent friend. We have a very intelligent friend who talks about rings and stuff and like what makes them rings. He bought me Welcome to the Monkey House because he thought I would like it a lot, right? And
Yeah.
I do like Harrison Bergeron, but I don't like any of the other short stories in there, right? So I stopped it and I was like, you know what? There's something about Kurt Vonnegut that speaks to me. And then I started reading Slaughterhouse-Five. And the intro to that book is like it's nonfiction for a while. And I'm like, yes. And there's this, what do you call the prologue? Forward.
Yeah.
Forward.
Yeah.
By this guy, Kevin Powers. And he's an Iraqi war veteran. And that story, I'll never forget it.
Okay.
In my life. That's how that's. See, you're right. We should just talk about it as it goes. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. And I think it elevates the conversation a little more. And we could talk about more interesting things. Our lives are stupid and boring, so who cares?
Our lives, you said?
Yeah, are pretty, like, there's not interesting. And there's so much we can't talk about, so it's like, whatever. We can't even talk about our private lives. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's another lesson we learned from this streaming for a freaking year, is that you think like, oh man, it's so easy, like Opie and Anthony just jump on and just talk about stuff. It's like, no, not that easy. First of all, they got to popularity, and then they're able to do it for a living, and then they're able to say more to the things that they want to say, but not everything, but more. So you realize how little you could say in a lot of ways.
I know. I feel like people aren't any closer to knowing us in a whole year, really, like that much.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's a sad part.
So let's just talk about media, so they don't have to ever know us, because they never can.
Yeah.
They never can know us, because, what are you going to talk about? Like, if people actually paid attention. But that's why I want to talk about. Like, you're so right, Gus. You called it, man. Yeah, that forward was beautiful. Did you read that forward? To Slaughterhouse-Five?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about with the white shirts?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah,
dude? That broke my heart, dude. When I read that,
it's sad, right?
it's one of the
And he's
most.
just, yeah.
Sorry, he's just. Yeah. Oh,
He found it important enough to add it, you know? Like,
that's the best forward, dude. I don't know who added that because I think it was after Vonnegut was gone that they had that added. Um,
yeah.
but I think his family takes a really good does a really good job of taking care of his estate. His like eldest son, Mark Vonnegut, he suffers from bipolar disorder, and he's a pediatrician, and he wrote a book about it, his experiences, and I'm sure, and he's like, he would say all, like I remember interviews with him, he's like, look, when my dad, I'm the oldest, right? So my dad was not rich when we were writing all. Like everybody says, oh, you're Vonnegut's son. It's like, dude, this guy had 6 kids. He didn't have any money. All right, he didn't have any money, and he was broke. And then I went off to college, and then suddenly he got super popular. All right, so I don't know. I don't know the Vonnegut you know. I know the Vonnegut, the poor writer dad. That's what I know. It's like, why are you writing still, Dad? We need money. Does. And so he's got a touch of his dad in there, cause saying that stuff the way he says stuff. Uh, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, touch of him. Yeah, he's definitely a completely different, his own person. But he's a good person. He's a good person. Uh, and yeah. So yeah, they wave the white T-shirt out, and then it still happens, and you're like, what? And like, you
Yeah.
just read that, and like, you'd still come away like a better person by reading that. I feel like that's how you appreciate life more, is you just read about terrible things, all the just expose yourself to as many of the terrible things that people go through, and then you actually will appreciate more of your life. That's another way. Other than getting stabbed in the neck, then you really do. Not just like a like, oh yeah, visceral. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have to
It's,
revolve around
yeah.
media. We have to talk about media, and I think that's the only way. The media gives us a voice to be able to say stuff. It's like, oh, I just listened to this album. I really want to talk about it. I read this book. I want to talk about it. Talk about the books along the way. Talk about the books along the way, like you said. Yeah. You're right. Maybe why not? And then at the end, it could be more. I could clip the final clip. It's stupid for me to clip until you're like, this
Yeah.
is my final thoughts.
Yeah. Don't.
Don't. Just talk. Don't be sitting there like click record. But if there's anything you do finish, and another thing is I want to like I don't know, in some way I want to go back to go to all of, I was going to show it on screen, but
Oops.
but all the albums that we listen to, and just up and down them, and like just be like, yes, no, but maybe that could just be one clip in itself, like just like yes, no, like yes, no, like Gus and John talk about like we could talk about it in when it's like maybe 2 years of this or whatever, and we could just be like thumbs up, thumbs down for all these previous albums. But a lot of these albums never got a talk out of them, and I think that they kind of deserve them. We started November 23rd, so I don't know. I would hope to be able to go back to them, but it's hard when you're not like listening to them at the time. But I think we should talk about the books we're reading right now. We should talk about the games we're playing right now. The books the most, though. The books the most.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. I really like that. And it helps you just kind of keep track of everything you're doing
Right.
and reading and stuff and consuming.
And even if you're reading stuff for school, like that's okay to bring in too. But unless it's gonna be like you think it's gonna, because it's religion, you think it's gonna be weird, Yeah. What I mean? Maybe
I
we
think
have to just talk about it off stream.
9 out of 10 times it may
It
not
is.
be appropriate.
Don't you love that? That's what you study.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah. Interesting doesn't make for family friendly, I guess. I don't know. Can I even say that? I don't know.
In the beginning of Slaughterhouse 5, he talks about, he says, he talks about the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? That's when God rained down on the people, right? He destroyed them. I don't know what they deserved, why they did that, why they got hurt because of it, but Job is the one who ran away? No. I know the name. No, I forgot. What's his name, Gus? The guy who runs.
Lot.
Lot. My mom knows a lot of these stories. She knows that, like, you remember when you tested her one time and she's like, she's good, right? She's good.
Yeah, she was good. Yeah.
She's good. Yeah, my mom knows that stuff. Because that's if you met my larger family, dude, you'd understand, dude. They're crazy about this stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah. They all talk to me too. They're crazy about my existence too. They always like, "Ah, you exist." I'm just kidding. They don't give two craps about my existence. They're like, "Ah, you exist? Ah, you suck. No one cares about you." That's why I lean on your family. That's why your brother cut my hair today.
I know.
Oh, we had a beautiful conversation though. He's a beautiful person, and he's so different
Yeah.
from you. He's so different from you.
Yeah.
He's got a touch of your mom. That's what it is. He's got what you don't though.
I know. He really does. It's funny.
He does. I really noticed it today. I was like, oh my god, it's like he's got it. Yeah. But
Nice hair too. I don't know if I said that.
thank you. Yeah. You know what he said to me? This is so funny. So we joke about this as friends and as like on the larger group of our friends. We were about to I go to the pizza place next door, and he actually he's hungry too. And we're talking. He's like, you like it, huh? You like? I was like, dude, I love it. This is the best haircut. And honestly, it was one of the best haircut experience I've ever had because it's just like I mean, I got to spend time. I got to hang out with your brother and talk to him, and like I haven't gotten to do that in a long time, and that was the longest I've ever gotten to do that one-on-one with him.
Oh.
And it was, but afterwards, he's like, you know what? Like, he's like, you know what I was going for? The Bob Saget. And I was like, really? I was like, that's really funny because the joke with us is that I'm Danny Tanner, right? Like the Danny Tanner out of all of us, right? Like that's been a joke for a while. Like we used to joke about it. Like he's like John's Danny Tanner. So we call it the Danny Tanner. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, can it be like the I wrote this in the chat, like the cool Danny Tanner.
I read it.
I'm not gonna say the word. The cool. Don't you love that I can't? The cool Danny Tanner, the suave cool Danny Tanner. He's like we'll call it the modern Danny Tanner. It is the modern version of it though. It's kind of the modern version of the comb over. It's like the part.
It looks great.
It
looks really good.
Thank you so much, dude. He's got a real future, and I want to talk to him. I'm gonna talk to him in depth about that. But so in the beginning of Slaughterhouse 5, do you remember that he actually mentions the story of Lot and his wife and Sodom and Gomorrah? So he did.
It's been a while, but I do kind of remember that.
Yeah, because you read a lot of books. That's why. And we don't talk about them, so you forget them. No, but it really stuck with me because it felt very nonfiction-y, and I like that story.
Mm-hmm.
I like to feel attachment to the authors I'm reading. He says she runs away, and he says, and he doesn't care about Lot. He barely talks about Lot. He just says, he ended up in a hotel room, and he picked up a Bible and he started reading it, which is what I do that's so weird because if I'm ever alone in a hotel room for some reason, like I'm bored and I'm like, all right, let's just read, right? I want to read some of this, right? And he did the same. He's like, I'm reading because he just is looking for something to read, and he just wanted to read about something that was related to the destruction of something, the destruction of a city, the destruction of something, right? And so Sodom and Gomorrah is the example of this,
big one,
right? And he's like, this is kind of like his he just kept wanting to read things that were about that in the Bible, right? And he was looking for that. And it's so funny that he found that. And he says that his wife was running away, and she looks back, and I remember, I'll never forget this story, before. I knew this before, and so obviously you did. And she turns into a pillar of salt, and he says, I love her for that. I love her for that. I love her because it's so human to want to do that, to want to turn back and look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's all he says, and that's how he ends it, and that's how he starts Slaughterhouse 5. That's literally that's it. Let's go. He's like, it's human to turn around and look at that, and then he's out.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool. It's cool how he brings that in.
Reminds
and
me of
like,
us, dude. We talk about these stories.
yeah, yeah, it's and he's got an eye for like analysis like that, like so it's really he's an author who like kind of reminds me of like Mark Twain, where like just the way he writes just kind of feels like the way he speaks, and it's just
Right.
like so like funny and like
Super
just
funny.
like a gut punch, like
So human.
I don't know,
It's so human.
yeah, so human,
It's
yeah,
so human. It's like it's so like regular. It feels so regular, but actually this guy's like a genius, and like like what you don't realize is that he's actually a genius and the most heartwarming person, like and like such a loving, kind human. And it reminds me of I feel like I could say his name, so I'm going to Tom, and when he passed, uh, like I felt like we lost the person in our life that reminded me of kind of like that feeling, that kindness, that kind look on the world. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, it kind of reminds me. It feels
yeah,
like
you're
he's
right.
writing it. He
It's
feels
like
like he's writing it a little bit. It feels like they came from the same era. So
they
yeah,
totally did.
yeah. So like it's kind of like him talk. I feel like I'm reading him. Like what if this
Mm.
happened to him? A little bit, yeah. Because they have that touch of like that humanity, that same humanness that I search for in people.
Yeah,
That's not there a lot of time, but sometimes.
it's cool how easy it was for you to like relate. Like you're like barely into the well, actually the book's pretty short, right? It's like 200 pages, 53.
I don't know.
200.
I'm reading on iBooks, dude. I'm an idiot, dude. I'm reading on my
Oh,
phone. I don't know.
okay.
It's like 100.
Wait, so you read the text like that?
I use iBooks, Gus. We
Mm.
have another friend, the only other friend that I talk to regularly. I have only one other friend that I talk to regularly, okay, over the phone. And he probably calls you too. But he is the same, he consumes books the same way I do, which is through iBooks. We purchase our books on iBooks, we read them on
Oh,
iBooks, and
yes.
and the app works perfect because I highlight books the crap out of books, Gus. The crap out of them, man. I highlight them.
Mm.
I'm like highlight, 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 do, and then you could frame the text, and it's always convenient. And I always have my books with me.
Wow. I gotta mark up my books more. I don't do that enough.
It's easy. I wouldn't do it if it's hard to do in hardcover. It's hard to do in soft.
Mm.
But it's so easy to do on it, and the page flip. Honestly, it's like constructed. It's like very well developed, the app, and so you're flipping, and then you're extending the thing, and you're like, flip. Oh, I need to finish this. How far am I to the end? Oh, how do I skip through the book? Honestly, it's a nice it's like the next best thing to like just being and sitting inside a library and just being able to pick up books off the thing and be able to read, like the ultimate library. But I like to read in a book, but I don't. I live in an apartment, so I love I love that I could just, in a way, that's just my ego wanting to show off a library. I've always wanted a library though.
A longboard, you said?
A library, a library.
A library.
I told.
It's like I'm hearing a lot of like static and
That's okay.
dissonance.
That's okay.
Oh.
We're getting far into this. You probably have to pee.
Oh, I've been having to be. I think I peed a little bit right now, actually.
No. See, that's not good. Don't say that. You can't say that, dude. So yeah, I think we should just definitely be talking about these books along the way. Yeah, that's better to do that, right?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
More of it, right?
It is.
Because like when I was like summing up like the ego is the enemy to you, like I ended on that note about like cleaning the floor. But there's all these stories along the way because he talks about Sherman, General Sherman, and Marshall, and then he talks about this and he talks about this, and I forget a lot of these stories about these people that he talks about in those books. You're like, oh man. Anyway, I gotta see you at midnight though, so because I gotta give you this thing.
What time is it? What time is it?
It's 10:30.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a couple got like a little bit more time.
Yeah. Ah,
Should
shoot.
you what?
I feel like just giving it to you though.
No, you gotta wait till 12.
What do you think about that? Gotta wait
I
till
don't
12?
care. Just do it early. I don't care.
Should I not? I feel like I should just do it. And so you have it. I want you to at least have it by midnight. But
Yeah, see, how about that? I'll open it after midnight.
no. I want you
would-
to open it. I want you to open them. I want you to open it right away, Gus. This is gonna literally. This is something that you talked about. Like I feel like when we first met.
Uh,
So it has nothing to do with your current
Well,
interests, but hopefully you're still interested.
well, I appreciate you putting the effort and remembering, because I definitely don't remember. I mean, I probably will when I see it.
I'm literally
but,
looking at it right now. Yeah. I should just go.
Is it a cat?
I should just go bring it to you. It's handmade. I didn't hand make a cat. You can't hand make life. Didn't you read? Did you read any of the stuff that you take in your classes at your courses? Didn't you read? You can't make a cat. That's illegal. That's human illegal. That's not even like government illegal. It's human illegal. You're not supposed to do that. Make a cat. Dude, how funny would it be if we had some friends that were trying to make life, dude? I would love that, dude. Oh, it's my dream. Like somebody who was like, dude, I put a bunch of meat together, and I've been trying to shock it, trying to make some life out of it. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh.
I would love that, dude. Like you just they're like this. Like you'd see it, and like we say the friend who did the wires. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm trying to invent germs, dude. And he's like, you put stuff together, and he put a microscope on it because I think it's gonna come to life. Like all those experiments they did in like the 1500s where they thought rotted food turned into mice or something, and they were like, it's like or turned into flies.
Yeah.
It's like it's just because
I know what
it
you're talking
attracted them. You know what I'm talking about, right? And like we just do that experience now. We're like, dude, we created life. I would love to trick a friend into thinking we created life. Like I would love if we convinced a couple friends that I think we could convince at least one friend that we have made life. Like we created some sort of life, right? Like we're like, yeah, dude. Dude, you ever do the bacteria experiment? And they're like, I never did the bacteria experiment. And you put it together, like you're like, you put this here, you put this here, and you literally can make bacteria. And you're like, cool.
Yeah.
It's like, you want me to get you the kit? They're like, sure, man. Like it's so cool. You can make your own bacteria.
It's like the sea people kits, you know?
Yeah,
like
sea people kits. Yes. Are those real? So what are that? What is that? That's just that is real though, right? There's little animals. I don't know.
Sorry, I gotta be so bad.
Okay, just tell me if sea monkeys those sea people are real. Is that a real thing?
I don't know
anything
anything
a South
about
Park
it.
episode?
It's like no, it is a real thing. It is a real thing, and I think it's like you buy these like little micro
organisms.
Yeah,
but they're not micro. They're a little bit bigger than micro.
Yeah.
That episode is really funny, dude.
It's hilarious. It's one of the better ones. Damn, I don't know. It's like little. Just Google it. It's an actual real thing.
It's like an amoeba. We'll create amoebas, but I want to tell them I'm building up to build a cat. I'm gonna build one. I think I could build a rodent. All right, get out of here, Gus. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna talk to my roommate about bringing you these gifts. I just gotta get this on camera.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye, Billy Joel.
It's funny. Yeah. So this.
Yeah.
So
you want to say
stream.
something?
So this is like the last. I want to cut it like The Sopranos last episode. You know, it just goes black.
You're right. I'm not allowed to talk about that. But yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. You should be very sorry. You just you wanted to. So oh yeah, it's over. So today will be the first of many, but it's actually over today. I want to get into a fight.
And then black, right?
Right.
What?
I want to get into a huge fight with you over a stream though. Like a fight, start yelling at each other, but nobody feels like turning it off. Like an Opie and Anthony kind of style, I hate you. What'd you do to me? But for some reason, we're okay with syncing up and like doing the sound test and like calling on Discord and getting it right. That's what I want to do.
I think if we got drunk enough, maybe. I mean, and tried, maybe.
No, can you stop saying that? We've never done that before. Take care, Gus. I didn't tell you your gift because you derailed me. I'll blame you.
I thought it was a secret.
No, it's one of the gifts. I told you I was going to tell you about something based off this. I bought gusandjohn.com. Try it out. Goodbye. Gusjohn.com. Gusandjohn.com.
Oh. Gus and John?
Gusandjohn.com. It's what
Or Gus or just Gus.
Gus and John.
Ugh.
I bought gusandjohn.com for us. Happy birthday. That's one. First.
Wow. Yo.
And
thank you.
And the reason, and you'll see what it redirects to. I'll explain that later. But it's a site that we're going to be able to use to be able to so you could post your short story, a link to your published thing, and your published EP. Later.
Oh God, good idea. Okay, I'll see you.